I was going to say, is my mic over it?
We're on. We're on. It was like the first thing
We're
everyone
on.
got to hear.
It has to be
Fine.
fine now.
What?
Okay.
Can you hear this one?
Yeah.
What?
I
that
don't know what
working?
Reese is up to though.
I don't know.
What's happening?
Is it too loud?
No, it sounds good.
Yeah, see, I got a microphone.
We just do our weekly audio check while everyone's watching.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Cool.
we really should do
Ready
this
for
10 minutes beforehand.
karaoke?
Yeah, it's karaoke. Actually,
I'm into it.
we should have one of these.
It's the Getting Dicey Twitch Sings session.
Yes. Finally,
Think,
my time to shine. I'm a karaoke demon and you know it.
That is true.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge.
That is very, very true.
I'm not. So you should have it. You should have it.
Hi everyone.
I destroy every song.
Hello everyone. How's everyone doing?
You sound really far away.
I just leaned very far away.
It's an effect.
It was like a real life effect. Random Origins has asked if you measured all the characters' heights to scale on the starting soon loop screen.
Tried to.
Tried to.
Pretty much. I mean, they're just, yeah. I tried to make them as accurate as I could.
Yeah, which is incredibly cool.
IRL measurement.
My favourite part is drawing the Baron Byram's legs like really twiggy skinny. Just like single pixel wide legs.
He's definitely got like a puffy shirt type thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the Seinfeld puffy shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Hunster in as well has said hello. Thanks for both you and Random Origins for subscribing. Random Origins has given us another month of subscription as well, which is so cool, so good. He's also the first purchaser of our new T-shirt design, which went up today. So if you're interested in getting a good Billy Goblin shirt, just check underneath the stream there. You can just buy it directly from there. Sharpie Edges is here as well, and Daunts as well. So it's a good turn up already, which is fantastic. Have you guys had a good week of wondering whether or not you guys are going to survive?
I'm scared.
I'm confident we will survive because I know someone's going to step up and save our ass.
Yeah. Who's that going to be?
I'm thinking of Duran.
I'm totally thinking of Duran because I know that man has a hero in him somewhere, and I'm expecting it to just come breaking out in song and smash down some bugbear, some owlbear.
That's a really good segue for me to show the viewers who are sitting here watching how Duran has been put into the situation he's been put into. So let's just throw out what happened last week.
Previously on Getting Dicey.
Oh, kill you!
Murican reaches down and grabs the hilt of a scimitar from each of her sides, brings one across the throat of the hobgoblin, slashes across the face of the goblin standing next to them, and they both drop dead onto the ground in front of you both.
I'm going to peek around the corner. Billy.
Billy doesn't stand a chance, and with blades drawn and just murderous intent in her eyes, slashes out across Billy and cuts big chunks across his chest and across his stomach, and he falls to the ground bleeding out.
He's going to try and creep forward towards the nearest goblin, stealthily pull out her two scimitars.
You do 23 damage. What does 23 damage look like to a goblin that has 6 health points?
Leans down with her scimitars crossed and puts them underneath his neck, both crossed across each other, slashes them both across and whips his head off in an instant.
As you move into that area, you can just see this hulking mass of a creature. It sees you after hearing that noise and just bolts towards you, clawing at this rubble. It's Duran's turn, and he is freaking out right now. And he starts taking some steps back. He is panicked.
I'm just going to grab him by the shoulder. I'm going to push him.
He is absolutely freaking out right now.
I'm holding on to him. I want him to man up and face his demons.
So this owlbear cries out and brings its beak down into you, Loris. It then swipes out with its claws at Duran. I did think about this, and I don't know if I'm going to allow it. I think it's important that the players use the dice for the viewers to be able to see, and for all of us to be able to
so
see.
cool, and they weigh so much.
Yeah, they do look awesome, but
we need a dice camera.
Yeah, I would allow it if there was a dice camera.
If I did that, I don't know. Can you see them? You can see them.
All right, for your first roll, I'll allow that. I will totally allow that as long as we can see the roll take place.
Totally. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to see it.
I don't want it to be just like these dice are good. They keep giving me 20s.
It wouldn't be.
Oh, come on. Yeah, it could happen though.
Hey, it could happen.
It's just got such a good weight to it. Like, I could throw this and do some damage with something.
And Dave, you're really setting me up with these segues. For anyone else who's wanting a sweet set of dice, we do have a giveaway at the moment. That's as of next week we'll announce it. So anyone who is subscribed to us will go in the draw to win a set of dice, which I'm still sorting out. I'm still sorting out these dice, but I swear they're going to be friggin' sweet. And a t-shirt of your choice, from underneath. From our merch. And if you are following us and not subscribed, you will go into the draw just to win a shirt, which is also incredibly cool. So if you're not following us, definitely do. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe if you want some sweet dice. John, what's up?
I was just going to ask, did they get a choice between the classic style and the gobbo style?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got
It's just me.
Oh my god.
Please mute one of those.
I just want to make. I'm just sitting up.
No, that's messing up like how we all look on our stream, like big time.
Okay,
I do like that, but just when it comes to your dice roll, you can angle your laptop.
All right, I'll do it that way.
Oh man! Speaking of perfect timing, it looks like I will be getting a set of dice. A set from Cerberus Games looks to be sponsoring a set of dice. So I'll be talking to them throughout this week just to figure out exactly which dice it is so we can have them ready for the giveaway next week. So that's awesome. So once I figure out exactly which dice it is, I'll chuck it up on our Twitter for you to be able to see. And we'll chuck it up on our Facebook as well, I guess.
So cool.
Thanks, Cerberus Games.
Perfect timing. Anyway, right. Where were we? We're in Cragmore Castle, and you've got a giant.
Getting dicey.
Huh?
Getting dicey.
Oh, not yet. Well, it will soon.
Always anticipation.
It's just exciting. That's all. It's just Reese is very excited, and aren't we all? So let's take a look. You guys, Loris and the Owlbear.
Hey, Owlbear! Yeah.
So as you saw in the recap, Duran did get dragged up in front of the Owlbear. We had both Loris and Duran smashed by the Owlbear as well. And it definitely looks like things are...
getting dicey.
So glad I'm not going first.
No, but who is going first is the Baron.
Oh, it's the Baron. Is he hiding in a bush somewhere?
Almost. He's hiding behind on some rubble behind a pillar that's kind of joining a few of these rooms together. What you've seen from your point of view is what you did see of the Owlbear disappearing out of sight as it ran towards the room you were previously in.
Yeah, and that's all covered in spikes, isn't it?
There's American spike growth filled the room that the Owlbear was standing in. The room that you're closest to just reeks of owlbear piss and poops and all that kind of waste.
What does owlbear poop smell like?
Peanut butter.
Well, it's not that bad.
Wow.
But no,
No, it's disgusting. It
Chocolate
is.
Castle.
It's you're finding it smells only a little worse than American does right now.
Ooh, yeah.
Thanks to the cheese ring.
I didn't realize it was that bad.
It's very bad.
The cheese ring or the owlbear?
Both. It looks like the Owlbear has been in this
I gave it up.
area for quite some time, and so there's quite a mound of its waste.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the smelly room. Sorry, American. It's not because of you. I'm gonna. Where is this space taken up here? Where Sig is?
Is it?
Or is it like in the...
It's taken up with Sig.
I mean, because there's squares and stuff. I'm just never sure where I can stand.
You can stand anywhere you like. So if you want to get...
I'll squeeze in here then.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm going to cast a magic spell called Cause Fear.
There's plenty of that going around already.
Yeah, they already got it.
All right, so what's the deal with our Cause Fear?
They have to do a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Let's get the dice out. All right, wisdom
Or be
saving.
You're doing that to the wise old owl.
Yeah, it's a
Duran.
wise.
How wise are owlbears?
Is it the owl part that is bringing its wisdom, or the bear part?
Kids an owl.
Yeah.
It did not save.
Ooh.
All right. Okay, so that I looked this up, and that's why I was confused, because there's a spell called Fear, and that's what I was thinking of. But this is a lower level spell called Cause Fear.
Okay.
And all that does is it makes them have the effect of being frightened. So they have disabilities on all saving checks.
Okay.
And they have not disability. Sorry, I'm a bit sick.
Disability, wow.
Advantage and disadvantage. So they have disadvantage on attack throws as well.
Attack throws. Okay. All right.
And yeah, and they can't move towards me if I'm in line of sight. So they won't be able to come any closer. But at the end of its own move, it'll be able to do another check.
At the end of its move. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, at the end of each of its turns. But here's the thing, right? So it's got disability. Disadvantage.
I mean, we've gone through this already. It's clearly got a disability.
It's got disadvantage on saving throws. Does that affect the saving throw to throw against Cause Fear again at the end of its turn?
I assume so, right?
That's what I would assume. But
I would assume so.
Because that's a saving
That
throw,
makes
right?
sense.
Yeah.
It's another wisdom saving throw.
at disadvantage at that point. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that's my action.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's put like a little fearful little thing on this guy. That looks like you've broken his heart. There you go.
Oh.
All right. Anything else for your turn, Baron?
Might move a little bit further away.
Okay.
But I was also frightened.
All right, Sig. You've seen both Loris and Duran in front of you take a pretty hefty hit from the Owlbear. This thing is menacing. It is a hulking mass of muscle and fur and beak.
Indeed. So what Sig's going to do, he's going to use the help action, and he's going to attempt to swap places with Duran and help Duran disengage from the Owlbear.
Okay. So you're just literally swapping places?
Indeed. And Sig will be like, use your bow, Duran. And then he will stride forward in his place.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's cool. So the help action is a full action, is that correct?
Indeed.
Okay. Anything that you want or would like to do with your bonus action, or?
Sig will point Duran behind him to use his bow.
Okay. All right. So Duran has been moved behind Sig. He's still visibly shaken. He had his hand on his sword by his side before, visibly shaken. He is now bleeding quite seriously from a wound, thanks to the Owlbear's scratch, I believe. And he's just spending his turn shocked, stepping backwards up against the wall behind him. That's going to be how Duran spends this turn. Bill, last we saw you took yourself into a matador stance with a curtain that was attached to the ceiling of this room of the castle. You were ready with your rapier behind it, ready to poise. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna stay there, but I'm just gonna call out, hoping to get the Owlbear's attention, and just say, "What do you call a magical owlbear?" Oh, Deanie. Cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh no.
And that is a roll of 11 from.
11 ain't enough. He takes 1 psychic damage, but importantly, has disadvantage on his next attack.
Oh man.
Yep. He's already got disadvantage on his attack, and he should have had disadvantage on that save as well.
Oh, good point.
Ultra disadvantage.
Okay, he failed both rolls, so it's all good. Okay, all right, you guys are filling this thing with psychic damage, or at least psychic. You're confusing the poor guy, that's for sure.
Sorry, just so I know, the cause fear is disadvantage on everything.
Yeah.
Saving throws and attack.
So what's the difference between that and
not
fear?
just against you, but against everything?
On everything, I think. It says a frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight.
Oh, so not saving throws.
Oh, no, you're right. Ability checks, not saving throws.
Yeah. How long does cause fear last?
It's concentration or up to a minute.
Duration 1 minute. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Anything else, Bill?
That's me.
Okay, American. The Baron's just sort of scooted out from beside you, and you two saw this owlbear smashing through this this pretty thin wall, stomping through the spikes you had created as you saw it get a few bits of damage from the spikes. What are you doing this time?
My first question, sorry, I was a bit confused about. So, what's he got disadvantage? He does or doesn't have disadvantage on saving throws?
Not on saving throws, just on ability checks and attacks.
Yeah. So if you're going to push it with your strength or something like that, you'd have maybe some more luck than get a strength check or something.
Right, I'm just trying to figure out how my attacks work as per usual.
We're only 24 episodes in.
It's complicated, all right? Oh, God.
The elven character with the most complicated.
That is true.
I don't know. I just find like there's a lot of different things. So apologies.
Yeah. No, that's all good.
Okay. Anyway, you can help me if I get it wrong. Anyway, all right. So she is absolutely terrified. But she's got her mind on the prize. So she runs across to this corner here and attempts to lash out with a thorn whip. And I'm actually going to use my inspiration for it.
Okay.
Because I feel this is a very important thing. Okay. So, do I roll it twice? No. He has to make a... Oh, shit. I'm just going to roll.
Okay. How does it work? What are we doing?
All right. Obviously, my brain's not functioning optimally. Can you tell?
Oh, my God. You and your rolls. That's 22.
So I rolled a 22 and a 21. So I'm going to say that hopefully hits.
Yeah, that absolutely hits with that 22.
Okay. So she slams down her staff and creates a thorn-like whip coming out the base of it that snakes around his leg and pulls him 10 foot closer while doing 2 piercing damage.
Okay, but it also gets damage from dragging it through this spike growth. So what's it like?
Back in my spikes.
What's it like? 4? How many dice is it for each?
I actually can tell you that it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. So it takes 4d4 piercing damage from this.
Please roll 4d4 for me.
Does Sig and I get an attack of opportunity given he's leaving our sphere of attack?
No, it's only when they have an action that moves themselves away. 10.
Not great.
10 damage.
So 10 damage could be worse.
You're now face to face with an owlbear.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
I'm regretting my life decisions, but I'll do what it takes.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I would like to use my remaining movement to do like Baron and try and get the heck out of there.
Okay. Where are you going to move to?
5, 10. I'm going to go over here.
Okay.
I'm going to run up over the rubble towards Duran.
As you run away, it slashes out with its claws. And crit...
I didn't think it was close enough to get me.
and crit fails.
Oh, yeah.
What am I going to do with this? So he slashes out as you're running through, and it's a swipe right in front of you, and his claws just dig into the wall in front of him, and he's stuck. His claws are stuck in the stone wall, making his movement 0 for the next turn. Cool. Loris, over to you.
All right.
The man with the big plan.
Had a big plan. You've kind of semi-screwed it, but not a bit.
I haven't done anything.
So, you moved Darren. Anywho, my question is, firstly, this piece of so this area here where my arrow is that,
yeah,
you can kind of see where I am. That sort of 7 and a bit foot. That's clear of thorns. Yeah.
You'd be walking partially through those thorns.
Okay.
So the rule around the thorns is that if you didn't see it cast, you have to make a perception check. And also, if you do know it's there, it's still difficult terrain.
Yeah. And anything traveling through it. So you go slower through it, and you get 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet.
Yeah, so did we agree that we saw the thorns appear?
Yep. You've seen it. You still take damage by moving through it, but you have seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm not sure I'm stupid enough to charge thorns and take 2d4 damage. Because it's 2d4 every, or 1d4 every 5 feet or every square. Is that right?
2d4
each 5 foot.
2d4. Yeah, fuck that.
You can jump.
No, you're not that far. I probably could. How high are these thorns? How tall do they grow?
It doesn't say.
I think they disguise themselves on the floor, so I don't think they'll be very high.
It's hard spikes and thorns growing out of the ground, so I don't think it would be that high.
No, I'd say probably 10 centimeters, maybe 10 to 15 centimeters.
Okay. All right, so I have a change of plan then. A slight change of plan given what I know. So Sig, so basically, so Loris is just going to look at Sig and give him a bit of a rack up and say, "Follow me, come with me, and I'll lead the way." I'm going to yell over at Duran and say to him, "Man up, you chicken! Fight this beast and prove yourself." And using my bonus action, I will fire up the old rage beast again because I can. So letting out the now accustomed howl that everyone seems to like for some reason. The old eyes will go red. So it'll go,
Love it.
I think that's the best one yet.
Smoker's cough. It's killing me. So with that all fired up, I'm going to, from where I am here, I'm just going to kind of leap towards the owlbear because he's got his back to me at the moment, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. How tall's an owlbear?
This thing is pretty large. It's probably a good 10 foot up at the height of its back.
I can leap 10 foot. So I'm going to try and leap up and try and land on its back and slam my axe into its shoulder blades.
Okay, so you're going to land in the spiky area, but you're not moving through it. So that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't be able to move. So you're landing sort of there, is that right? Just behind the owlbear?
I want to, if you'll allow it, I wouldn't mind trying to land on the owlbear because they're quite big and forward, right? So I want to land on them and just.
Sure, we will go an athletics check to see how well that happens.
Hold on, so I'll see what my athletics checks will be. Hey, that's all good. That's a +6. Is that strength? All right, I'm going to roll I need my camera.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll this.
All right.
and I'll try and roll it so everyone can see. Can you see? You can see it. You probably won't be able to see the number, but it's coming.
We trust you.
God, it's a. Can you see?
Is it a
I've
one?
done-
Snap cam feature.
Yeah, that's a 1.
No. The dice are cursed.
You need some new dice. You need
I
some
know,
They
new
can
dice
only go
already.
up from here though.
I'm going to send them
Start
back.
at 1,
It's amazing.
get a 2.
First roll.
All right.
First roll to 1. I'm going to send it back. So that's a 7.
You
So
take
that's
some
1.
big strides. You take some big strides and leap up into the air with your axe held high. You land on the back sort of quarters of the owlbear and sort of misjudge the sheen of its fur, and you slide your feet slide out from underneath you, and you land in the spikes next to this dead body of the hobgoblin, prone.
Oh, I thought you were going to end up the owlbear's butt or something. Just some legs sticking out.
That would have been brilliant. I gather I'm not getting an attack out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in bed.
What
I put
about
him
the
back.
D100 dealio?
Oh yeah, give us a D100. We can actually give us a D100 as well, but just so we can see if there's
See if you roll
see-
around on the spike growth.
See if there's anything extra I can give. See where your axe lands.
Let's get sat
Oh,
on.
God.
Thanks, American. Really,
You're welcome.
really appreciating this.
No, that's
I
fine.
was trying to help.
80.
I think that's pretty indicative of an 80. That's fine. I think that's good. Nothing else happens. Your axe is still in your hand by your side.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Question for you.
Yes.
Given my rage requires me to have attacked something in this turn, does that count as, because to keep it on, I have to have attacked someone or something in my turn?
You haven't had a chance to attack. You've
So will
landed.
will you say then that the rage fades?
Yeah.
If that's the case,
Yeah.
I can flick it back on again. That's cool.
Yeah. No. So your rage has faded as you slam
So
onto your back.
embarrassment is set in.
Become one with the floor.
It's the owlbear's turn, and it just spends the entirety of its time picking at the stone that his claws are stuck into, and pulls its claw away from the wall at the end of its turn. So other than that, it does nothing.
That was fortunate.
Yeah. yes, it was. It is the Baron's turn.
Okay, I'm going to quickly. I think it's sort of gone out of sight, or just on the edge of my vision, line of sight, because that matters for cause fear. So I'm going to move up to here by this wall,
Okay.
so I get a good. I mean, almost too close to it, really.
Good on your back. You're brave.
Just tentatively, I'm going to start mumbling and casting a magic spell of a bell, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
All right.
So that is a wisdom saving throw of 14. He doesn't have disadvantage like I thought he did.
He's failed on this as well.
Ooh, okay.
Mm.
So, Toll the Dead, where is it? Does it work? I entered it.
It hasn't rolled
Nothing
anything.
happened. Nothing happened. Okay, it's a D12 because he's already taken damage, right? So
Yeah, that's right.
here we go.
You
Oh,
took at least one from me.
7 damage.
All right. As this bell rings out in the owlbear's head, you can see tufts of its fur sort of falling, just sloughing off parts of its body, with this necrotic damage. The owlbear coughs in the best way an owlbear can, coughs up just black onto the ground. This owlbear is not looking overly healthy right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Sig, back to you.
So Sig would just like to confirm, can he get within striking distance of the owlbear without injuring himself?
No, you will have to walk through areas that have the spike growth on it.
Okay. Upon seeing Loris's attack, Sig has had second thoughts about repeating the same procedure. And so he turns back to Duran and tries to encouragingly nod at him. And then uses one of his flasks of oil and tosses it onto the owlbear.
Okay, give us a dexterity check, I guess.
21.
Ooh.
Cool. Yeah. From where you are, this oil flask just smashes against the hindquarters as well, sort of coating in parts that had been coated before. So you've almost covering these big burnt patches of this owlbear with further oil. Anything else? Nope. It's Duran's turn, and he sees Sig's nod. And just gives him a gentle nod back, and heads for the door. He's out. He sees this as Sig's kind of like, you've done enough here, and starts running for the door. He's still incredibly panicked with everything that's gone down.
Doesn't want to oil wrestle with the bear.
I mean, you've oiled up the hindquarters just right, but
he didn't see that part though, did he?
No, he just saw Sig throw something, and yeah.
Can I yell out at him as he's running?
No, not unless you had that ready. Unfortunately,
no, I didn't.
It is Bill's turn.
I'm somewhat ineffectual from where I am. I think I'm just going to ready an action in case that owlbear comes back out to attack it with my rapier.
Okay. So what are you specifically looking for? So,
if it charges at or near me, I'll stab it.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, as you're standing there, you do hear some noise coming from the north. There's some canvas hanging down from the ceiling to the north of you, Bill, that you would have seen as you entered this area, and you can see it pull a little to the side as a hobgoblin face peers around, and then quietly moves back in.
Did I see that?
No. In fact, I'm wondering if even Bill would have heard something, I think, in that.
Did you want me to roll perception?
No, that's okay. We'll say that you heard some sound on the rubble behind you. You looked over it just to see this hobgoblin disappear back behind this canvas. And an arrow just comes flying out from behind that canvas. He's rolled a 14.
Believe that is the magic number.
So
14 is the magic number.
Yeah, so this arrow comes flying out and lands directly into one of your shoulders, doing 5 piercing damage.
Gee, if only someone with the bow had been there to see that coming out, but he chickened off.
If only someone hadn't picked on an NPC that could have helped.
He wasn't helping. He's never been any help.
Yeah.
Oh, I had two temporary HP from Sig. Thank you very much, Sig.
Nice.
Okay, cool. And with that, it's back with Mirakin.
Right, so she would have seen Bill getting hit by a surprise arrow.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh. She cries out, Bill! And rushes forward to his side. Does she see the hobgoblin?
No, the you can see to the north some canvas sheets, one of which is just slowly coming to sort of stopping its movement.
Ingenious. All of these
Ingenious, you say.
Does it look like a grey one? Looks like a wall, like a ninja would hide behind.
It's painted in stonework to make it look like a normal wall. No, it's just
And
some,
hobgoblins.
it's just some standard canvas hanging from the ceiling.
She cries out to everyone, "Be on your guard. There are more." And she continues rushing forward to stand next to Baron Byron, if that is possible, without jumping in the spikes.
Yeah, you might want to get a little. Yeah, you feel free to move around and get yourself snuggled in. You guys are pretty close. You guys are almost cuddled up next to these spikes right here.
Yeah, it's not
One does
comfortable.
what one must.
And what are you wanting to
She
do?
just leans. She leans to him and says, "I'm sorry about the awful spell." She takes out her bow and arrow and sights up the owlbear, taking aim with her short bow.
All right, cool. Roll to hit.
I have rolled a 16.
Yeah, 16 is enough.
Ooh, for 9 piercing damage.
So where we?
That's pretty good for me.
Yeah, so this owlbear is still sort of back to you. It's got oil all over its back. It's got tufts of fur that seems to be sloughing off this. And your arrow just hits it straight in the ass. And it travels straight in, dropping this thing as it makes it. The power behind that arrow.
Straight in where?
Where do you think? There's only one entrance for that arrow from that angle, and this thing, with the force it goes, travels right through all of its important organs, and this owlbear drops dead.
I always aim right for the eye, but when there is no eye, I aim for the next best thing.
So that is one dead owlbear. Thanks to that.
Oh my god, what a shot. That's amazing, American. And I'm just going to say, what smell? I was raised to be very polite, by the way.
Oh, that's so
it's noble.
sweet.
I'm just going to breathe in the other direction, though.
He says, "What smell?" while holding his breath.
That's really tea.
Let's have a look. It is Loris's turn. So you're prone. You're prone in the spikes at the moment. You're on mute, by the way.
Don't move, Loris.
You're on mute.
Yeah.
Don't move your legs.
So if I stand up, does that count as moving in the space and therefore taking more damage?
Standing up doesn't. It uses half your time,
Right.
but it doesn't. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna stand up. Obviously, I'm perfectly safe where I am. Do I know that Americans created these thorns? I can't remember. I know
you wouldn't have seen who cast them. You would have just seen them appear.
Okay. So I'm just gonna stand up. I'm going, these blasted thorns. What the fuck? Oh, and I'm just gonna kind of sulk a bit and just sort of stamp around and just sort of and not moving. I'm just gonna stand there sulking.
Okay. Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. All right, we'll go over to the Baron then. You're on mute as well. Everyone's on mute. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I can press the button. Right, so are we going by turn order here?
Yes.
Oh, because there's still like, did I notice Bill get shot?
I also called out, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that there are other things, but I wouldn't. Did you say where from or?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so American didn't see what happened other than.
But there was an arrow sticking out of Bill, I guess.
That's right.
Okay. That will give me, that almost points back to where it came from, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Big giveaway. I'm going to peer around the corner and I'm going to see if I can see where it came from.
Yeah, all you can see is that your view, it's very dark in that part of the castle. You might not even be able to see the curtain to the north from where you are.
And if I can't see it, it means it's not there. Okay, I'm going to say, Bill, are you okay? What's happened?
Yeah. As he snaps the arrow from his shoulder.
I'm going to ready an action. If I see anything emerge from the darkness, I'm going to shoot a magic spell called Chill Touch.
Okay, cool.
At the end of my turn.
Yeah, okay. That's great. So that we had a look at the rules for preparing a spell. This burns the slot whether you use it or not.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, it's a
Cantrip
cantrip. Perfect. Okay, cool. Sig, over to you. You've just seen this owlbear in front of you just take an arrow, like really take that arrow, and it just dropped, dead to the ground in front of you.
Sig's gonna look over at American and be like, "Oh, oh," and he's just gonna cringily step backwards a little bit, and then he's gonna crawl down the hallway to Mr. Duran. Duran, the Order of the Gauntlet calls you back to battle, and he's gonna trigger his rally ability, which gives him temporary hit points plus a D8 minus my modifier of -1.
Oh no!
I do love that modifier.
Oh, a whopping -1 temporary HP for Duran.
I love that.
He's such a bad record.
It's so good.
Oh, every time.
Okay.
It's the thought that counts, though.
So that's your bonus action. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
For the rest of the turn, Sig will light his torch and throw it on the ground to illuminate the area.
Whereabouts are you going to throw that? There.
Right there.
So just like 10 feet ahead of you, yeah?
It's like it's crying babies behind him.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's fine. I will reveal a little bit of extra that torch might give you. Oh, I hate this. There we go. Just lighting up a little bit of extra stuff. That torch lights up where a wall to the northwest has also crumbled down. You've illuminated another little curtain from there, and it looked like there was just a little bit of movement from that as well. That just sort of finished as that lit up. I worded that really badly. Okay. It's Duran's turn. He hears you. He's got his back to you as he's running, as he's sort of not even running. He's just heading towards the exit, and he hears you saying that, and he stops. He hears the Order of the Gauntlet, the words Order of the Gauntlet, and it stops. And he looks over his shoulder towards Sig, who has already moved on with what's going on. He's lit and thrown the torch, and he sees the courage that Sig is showing, and he moves back into the room. This time, his hand on his sword has steeled itself. He seems to have definitely heard Sig's words here, and he sidles up behind Sig, puts one hand on Sig's shoulder, and says, "Thank you, Sig. I'm sorry that was a moment of weakness, and I give you my word that shall not happen again." And that's Duran's turn. Bill, we're back with you. You've just had this arrow just shook right into your left shoulder.
Yeah, I think seeing American just deal to that owlbear and hearing her kind of call out to me, I'm moved by what she said. And you just hear this in the distance somewhere. You hear a hi-hat playing. Crack that whip. Give that beast a lick. Arrow to the back. Break the owlbear's back. When a goblin comes along, you must whip it. And I'm going to pass on not only my bardic inspiration, but I'm going to pass on my actual inspiration to to American as well for helping me out.
That's cool.
What beautiful music! Truly incredible artistry.
Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to roll that. So you get inspiration back, and then also you have a d6 to roll.
Amazing.
Sorry, I think I'm pretty sure I ask this every time. Is that a D6 for on the attack or for the damage? It's just for the attack, right?
For an attack or a saving
That's right.
roll, or for an ability check.
All right,
so like a skill check.
And it can be used after you roll
damage, or to add to your AC.
And it can be used after you roll, but before you know if it was successful, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That's probably like the 20th time we've gone over that for my brain.
It is confusing because there's other types of bardic inspiration as well. So
yeah. Is that all your turn?
Yeah, I'm assuming like giving up my inspiration was an action.
Okay, cool. It's the hobgoblin's turn, who again just peers out from behind the curtain. As he does so, thanks to the light that Sig threw out, the Baron does get a glimpse of this and gets to shoot out with what were you gonna?
Chill touch.
Oh, chill touch.
Chill touch. Oh, I rolled a 2.
I mean,
Adds up to an 8.
yes,
but still not enough.
That is a miss.
Less.
And the hobgoblin sees all of you now facing in that direction when he peers around, and just sort of lets out a bit of a yell. You've killed the owlbear! This is not fair! That was our only defense! And starts running towards this other curtain off to the left, yelling, "Get out here this very minute!"
Very commanding. Clean your room.
And thanks to the roll of initiative I just gave, what was in that room. The small compared to this hobgoblin, the small goblin just squeezes itself out around, looks. Stands upon this rubble and sees you all there and says, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me! What? How did they get this far in?" And
does he see the owlbear corpse behind us?
He's probably not seeing that, thanks to it just being like a wall of you guys standing, all looking straight in their direction. He does, however, just come running straight towards Bill, with his sword out, his scimitar, sorry, and swipes out and misses, thanks to being useless. Another goblin also squeezes his head out and
just as he misses me, I just imagine like me throwing that curtain.
yeah.
Forward.
Okay.
In response to him, like coming up and slashing me, I wouldn't have done it if he was like actually hitting me, but I feel like that was enough distraction that it put him off and he couldn't hit me.
Yeah, he swipes out with the scimitar, and it kind of gets caught up in that curtain that you flash out in front of him, and he lets out like a, "That's unfair! We no improvised weaponry!" This other goblin sticks his head out and says, "Oh my god, what?" And just pulls his short bow off his back and sends an arrow towards Sig. With a roll of 14, that just sinks into his shield, doing damn near nothing. And you hear just from behind the curtain, "There is no way I'm coming out. Look, if you guys can't deal with it yourselves, I'm going to have to really take this up to Groll." And that is
taking it to management. Upper management.
So that is the hobgoblins and the goblins' turn.
Did he say Groll?
Groll. Yeah.
Groll.
Like Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl.
What?
It all makes sense.
Billy, Dave, Grohl, yeah.
I'm not surprised.
That nice guy facade. Yeah.
And we're back with Mirakin.
Oh, there's so many more. I'm going to take out my short bow. Well, it's already out. I'm going to loose another arrow at the I'm going to take a shot at the hobgoblin.
You're probably going to have to, if you want like a clear shot at him, you might want to move out from around that corner. Otherwise, he's going to have half cover.
All right, I'll move out of the cover in front of Baron, shielding him.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I am going to use my bardic inspiration.
Okay. Well, you can decide
Shame to waste that beautiful song.
With that, you can decide after you roll if you want to use it, and before I tell you if it's a success.
I'm gonna have to wait. That's just a good strategy. Okay, I shall loose my shot, and I have rolled a 15. Oh, that's so close. I don't know if it'll hit him.
Do you want to use the bardic inspiration or not?
Prime example of it. Yeah, it's good.
What does I do? I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration. I can't risk not hitting him.
Okay.
So would I roll a d6 and add that on?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I have rolled a 5 for a shot of 20
All right, that is definitely a hit.
for 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
And for her bonus action, she'll call out to Bill, and she'll say in Elvish, "May your wounds be healed to the same depth that you have inspired me with your songs," and casts Healing Word.
Oh, thank you.
Do you roll?
Do you wanna roll it?
What? How much? For 5.
For exactly how much his song inspired you.
So poetic.
This arrow hit the back of this hobgoblin, and it reaches over and snaps it out of its back and snarls over its shoulder. "You coward!"
This is a guy running away.
You shot him in the back. He was getting back up. Well, I suppose that's cowardly. That's fair. I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a little freebie here, Mirakin, just for Loris's sake. Have you stopped concentrating on the spike growth?
Oh, yes. I actually was going to do that, and then I got distracted by healing Bill. I'm going to stop concentrating on those spikes.
All right, that's probably.
Thank you for the freebie.
I think Loris might like that.
R.I.P. Loris's sanity if I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't moving. I wouldn't have moved, so you would have been doing it all by yourself. I would have been going, I'm just not moving.
Such a nice DM. It is.
Yeah, that was
Loris's.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very nice of you.
Don't forget, American, you also have an actual inspiration as well.
Yeah.
I feel so rich.
So check that on your D&D Beyond if you haven't already.
Don't forget that I have cheese as well.
Oh God, Ricky cheese.
And also, you all have cheese, don't you?
Oh, they
Don't
can
forget your
smell
cheese.
it. Don't you worry.
I think I ate my cheese.
Loris, over to you. You've just got a dead, hulking owlbear dead on the floor near you.
Yeah, that's really pleasant. So kind of embarrassed and kind of annoyed and still kind of fuming at myself for completely fucking that up, because it would have been epic had it gone off. And I still see myself riding the corpse of an owlbear down as it collapses. That would have been just like poetic in its own way. So as Loris is kind of like behind the play, no one kind of sees him. But I'm going to fire my rage again for the third and final time in this battle. You'll excuse me if I don't howl tonight the second time because my throat's going to stop.
All right, we'll let you away with that one.
So so in the background, I'm going to fire that up, and I'm going to, from where I am, you half the. If I go through or past my group, it's sort of for that square. It's like difficult terrain, yeah.
If you travel through your teammates, yeah.
So, okay, I can kind of. So following this path, I'm going to go there, and just kind of plant myself in front of that goblin.
Okay.
Screaming the whole way, and I'm just going. "Ah!"
Okay. Yeah. Give us a roll to hit.
All right. Ragey attacky. Here it comes. I rolled a 23.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like these better.
Yeah, perfect. In true Loris fashion, he screams and brings that axe down straight through the head of this goblin, splitting it down to its sternum before it falls off his blade and onto the ground, beneath his feet.
I wipe my blade across my chest.
Anything else?
Just gonna kind of look at everyone. Quite proud of what I've done. Like, good to see you all here.
We've been here the whole time. Yes, you've been.
Yeah. Well.
It is the Baron's turn, having just seen this goblin split.
Yeah. Gross. I'm going to try and shoot this hobgoblin with chill touch. Nothing fancy.
Okay.
A 22
Oh, man, yeah, that's a hit.
only does 4 necrotic damage. So.
All right, and okay, again, this thing reaches out and holds onto the face of this hobgoblin, and just you see parts of its face just falling away, and it's screaming in agony, and it too just drops to its knees and starts coughing up blackness, and maybe you even see, and as part of that blackness, what used to be a tongue on the ground in front of him.
Yeah. Okay.
He's still alive, but man, is he barely alive.
Well, okay. So I guess he won't be yelling out anything.
He did before he coughed.
Yeah. Okay, that's everything for me.
Cool.
Am I in the way here? I've got like a bit of overlap. I'll just back up around the corner a little bit.
That seems something that Baron would do.
Yeah, I think so.
Sig, back to you. You've had Darren just walk behind you and sort of let you know how you've helped him, basically.
Onwards, Duran. Always onwards. And with that call, Sig moves forward, seeing Loris's evisceration of the goblin in front of him, and taps him on the shoulder. Fine hit, Mr. Loris. And then he strides forward. I think I can make it that far to the next goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And with his hammer, we'll punch it into the goblin's face.
Yep, roll to hit. You guys are back in form here.
Just the one?
Just in
Sig
form.
rolls a whopping.
Oh,
I should have gone with a double.
And is that a crit fail? Was that a 1?
Nah.
Oh, it was a
That's
2. It was a 2.
2 plus,
Sorry,
yeah.
it was shaded differently, so I thought, yeah, okay.
That's because it's a
It'll
disadvantage
be
roll.
rude if it's a 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. With a roll of 2, this hammer just slams into the wall behind this goblin, ducks out of the way. And the goblin looks at you, spits onto your shield, and says, "That shield saved you once, but it won't save you it's coming! It's coming!
Please don't say that. I'm getting way too excited.
Anything else, Sig? Okay. Duran follows your lead. What sort of distance is that? Yeah. Duran races up, sort of drops shoulder into Loris as he moves past Loris.
This guy really is trying to fuck me off, huh?
Runs around, pulls out his short bow, and lets an arrow loose towards the goblin in front of you. Where are we? Sorry, just got to get this ready. I didn't think Duran was going to be fighting today, so...
All thanks to Sig.
Oh, he also rolls terribly with a roll of a 5. And it too, the goblin has seen Duran running out and sees the arrow being prepared and dodges as that hits the wall. And he says, "Well, I've got a feisty one. We've got a little metal man and a little feisty boy back there." This is
Oh, he's so cheeky. He's gonna
fuming.
die.
And with that, it is Bill's turn.
So what do I see in front of me?
Okay. You've just seen Loris just split the goblin in front of you. down to its sternum and drop it to the ground. You've seen Sig and Duran rush forward and sort of multi-attack this goblin standing upon this rubble in front of you, sort of to the north of you. And you've also seen this hobgoblin drop to its knees. What's that, sorry?
Sig missed?
Both of them missed.
Both of them missed, okay. And I know that there's... Well, have I seen more goblins behind here, or...?
No. You heard a voice coming out from behind there.
Oh, I haven't. Okay.
No one's seen anything behind there. You've just heard a voice.
Okay. Sorry, just a sec.
We need those pictures of all the maths flying around your head.
I'm just thinking, because I've heard voices, like, maybe my action would be different, but I think I'll just do what I was going to do anyway. Because this guy's, like, kneeling down on the ground, right?
Yes, yeah, he's kneeling down.
Okay. In that case, I charge towards the other one. Still with my curtain.
Okay.
And my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna, if the DM allows it, drapes him in the curtain as I lift my left arm
Mm-hmm.
and then stab through it with my right.
I'll allow it.
All right.
Such classic flair.
Yeah. Roll to hit with advantage on this one, since he's on his hands and knees.
Sorry, I didn't take the advantage.
That's all right.
I'll take the 19.
And it's a good thing you took the 19. That is enough. You cover this coughing, dying hobgoblin with some dignity before pushing the rapier deep into the tip of its head, and just pushing it into. It has some pushback at first, but it looks like the necrotic damage that the Baron had done to it. Just the skull sort of pushes away underneath that rapier, and just the rapier gives way through into its head, killing it.
From Bill's point of view, he's kind of drapes this goblin, and he can kind of see like the outline of a goblin.
Hobgoblin, right?
No, on the goblin side.
Oh, right, sorry. Oh, I thought you were doing it so the hobgoblin was the one that was on his hands and knees coughing.
Yeah, but I ran it towards the other one that wasn't on the ground.
Who? I'm confused. So where are you standing and who are you attacking?
This one here.
Oh, okay.
It's
Sorry.
over
Sorry, I thought you were 100%.
Where I moved.
Oh, then you don't get
So you
advantage.
don't get advantage.
Oh, okay.
Because he's standing fine. Sorry, there's some confusion on that.
Even without him being draped in cotton.
I mean, he can still move around. You haven't bound him.
You look like a ghost.
That's fair.
Yeah. I can give you it for flavor, but I can't give you the benefit of another action, I guess.
Could not make him too scary.
No, it's up to you. It's up. Well, I was saying that would be my bonus action to throw the curtain that was already on my arm, and then try to stab behind it. But up to you how you DM it.
We need to rewind a little bit. I need to have a think about this. So you run up, you drapes this goblin that's been attacked by Sig.
So for me, I see the hobgoblin as not a threat.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And the one that is up fighting Sig, I'm going to try to kill that guy.
Okay.
So I run up, still with the curtain that I had from trying to matador the owlbear, and I try to throw it out and then plunge my rapier behind it.
All right. I'll say this does give him a surprised status, yeah, which gives you advantage on the attack. All right. So you've rolled with a 19, which is a hit, and with 8 damage, all of that pretty flavor that I gave that awesome death for the hobgoblin. You just kill this goblin to the ground, and it just gets stabbed and falls to the ground dead.
So as I draped my curtain across him and plunge my rapier into him. I just see like the outline of a goblin, and then just like where my rapier is entered, just this red patch begins to seep out and across the curtain as I drop it.
And from underneath that curtain, you just hear it. As all
And
life.
I'm just gonna leave that as like covering him.
Okay. Also, just coming into that area with your dark vision, I will just reveal a little more for you. There we go. As you, both Sig and yourself, Sig, you can see some light coming in from the north, filling this room, and it just seems to be filled with barrels and crates. And there's a door off to the east as well. The north wall has just been crumbled almost completely, allowing the outside light in. There's not much light coming in because it is just the moonlight from the night, but there's enough for you all to be able to see this room from that position. It is the hobgoblin's turn. He spends his time, I don't know, he's looking down at the pile of black mess that he's just coughed onto the ground, and he pulls himself up to his feet. And,
Did I do that?
And he spends his turn just slowly putting away his longbow and withdrawing his long sword. But that's the entirety of its turn. It's the goblin's turn. And again, you can hear from behind this curtain, you can just hear, it's like, oh man, I'm really going to have to go and tell Grohl, aren't I? And there doesn't seem to be much movement or sound other than that sound. Is it an empty threat? Who knows? Murikin, it is your turn.
I believe him.
Yeah.
So she sees the battle in front of her. How bloodied is Duran?
He's not actually too bad. He's not looking too bad.
Regardless, she rushes to his side and hands him her 4 pieces of cheese. And says, "You must take care, Duran. We don't want you dead."
Sorry? No, carry on.
Go on.
No, as the DM, please go on.
She gives him a quick nod and proceeds forward to Sig's side and sees the sir. Oh, actually, I got to do the rules here. I'm holding my short bow, and it takes a full action to switch weapons, doesn't it?
That's correct, yeah.
In which case, I won't do that. I don't want to just stand in front of him rummaging in my supplies.
Duran's head, like, looking as if he's meant to be handing back the cheese. He's like, "What? How much of this are we rewinding here?"
Eat the cheese.
And he scoffs.
That would count as my
the
action,
cheese.
in fact, I'm sure, wouldn't it?
Handing an item to another player, yeah.
I think there's a bonus action.
Yeah, you're not using an item. Your hand, so that can be a bonus action.
I think I might be
All right.
completely wrong. Sorry.
All right, I'll accept that ruling. I'm going to take a shot with my short bow at the hobgoblin, who seems to be suffering immensely. And I've rolled a 7.
All right, well, that is a miss. Despite him sort of getting shakily to his feet, this arrow flies past his shoulder, and he looks down at you and snarls once more, not saying anything thanks to the lack of tongue.
Ew.
Loris, we're back with you.
Awesome. So Duran's shot missed, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
And
thing you're focusing on that part. That's good.
I'm totally focusing on him right now because he made me focus on him by running past me and giving me the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course I'm following him. Why would I not? So I'm not sure. Help me here to understand. Would it appear? Did it appear just a clumsy? He didn't see me, or did it appear to be an intentional?
We'll never know. You'll have to ask him at some point.
I will. Oh dear Lord, you don't make this easy, do you, Reagan?
Just kill him and find out what happens.
Yeah.
Can I have that on a clip somewhere just so I can play that back? No, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to return the favor. So,
I mean, it's not like there are enemies nearby, so.
No. So there's this guy here, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run towards. So I'm going to do this.
Where?
This guy here. I'm running towards him.
The hobgoblin, yeah.
Yeah, I'm running towards a hobgoblin, but I'm taking an alternate route. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go there. Make sure I give Gerard a bit of a
You can't make it that far.
Yeah, I can. I measured it. Did you not see? So I'm going to go that route. I'm going to make sure I clip Duran as I go past him, and then continue straight at the hobgoblin, and I'm going to ram my fist straight into his face, like straight through. I'm just punching him straight through.
So this difficult terrain.
Yeah, so this is all difficult terrain.
Well, backtrack that slightly. I didn't realize it was difficult terrain.
It's been difficult terrain the whole time.
Something's been difficult.
And it's not terrain. Now you've got to decide what's more important.
Yeah.
I don't know. So difficult terrain halves
your distance. That's right.
He's like, can I still please shove Duran? I need this.
This is what it's all about.
I actually can't reach the hobgoblin.
You have to just run straight, right?
Yeah. That's 20 feet away, so I still can't reach him.
What's your speed?
So you have 30 feet of
So if it's difficult, it's 15, right?
Yeah, but you only have to make.
You go from there to there.
So you'll be standing right next to him. You don't have to stand on him.
So you can go directly and be within striking distance, or you can go to Duran and not.
Just go around and like roll a one and fall over or something.
It's almost God constructed that.
I will deal with Duran later. So yes, anyway, I'm going to go straight towards the hobgoblin with the hand that doesn't with my other hand, so my left hand, because my axe is in my right hand. I'm just going to punch straight through the goblin's face where the mouth is.
Yeah. Give us an unarmed attack.
Yeah, no, I haven't worked out an unarmed attack with rage, so I can't remember what it does.
With advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it he gives other people advantage, does
I
he?
give other people advantage, yeah.
Isn't the hobgoblin...
He's standing now.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So give us a d20 plus your strength.
Okay. I'll roll my. I think it just adds an extra 1. It'll be fun. Here it comes. It's 16.
That's not enough.
You know what this means? My bardic inspiration was worth it. Yes.
Hang on.
He's trying to do some maths here.
I'm just trying to work out because with my rage great axe it does, because when I'm in rage it gave me an extra fucking +2 or something. So I just want to make sure I had it right. Because I didn't add anything to my unarmed attacks. I don't use it that often.
But it's like
+4 is his strength.
Well, he gave it a +6, which is proficiency, yeah. So
yeah.
But his rage attacks also add +2, I think.
+2, yeah, so it should be
4 +2 +2.
So it should be 18.
What's the wording on your rage? You just get +2 on any attack with your rage active.
Advantage on strength things found in fight. When raging, you gain the following benefits. When you make a melee weapon attack, you gain a bonus to the damage roll that increases as
on
you
a
gain
weapon attack.
Melee weapon attack.
Yeah, you're not using a weapon.
All right, fine. I don't care.
So unfortunately, that's a bit. Can I get a
It's a Goliath weapon.
What's your passive perception, Dave?
Perception.
Or Loris?
10, I think. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, 10.
Okay, cool. So you launch your fist out, and it, I don't know, it sort of just glances off the side of its like shoulder area, doing unfortunately no damage.
That's what I get for using my hands. I should just be cutting things with my axe.
It is the Baron's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on the hobgoblin.
Toll the Dead on the hobgoblin.
Is he a hobgoblin?
He is a
Yep.
hobgoblin.
Oh, so he has to do. Oh my god!
Wisdom.
A DC 14 of. Is it wisdom? Yeah,
Is it
wisdom.
He has failed.
Oh, okay. So
Love
that's a
it.
D12 because he's taken damage.
Oh, he has definitely taken damage.
Oh, wow.
Matt.
Again,
I'm gonna play a video for that one.
Oh, I've already got that sucker going for the viewers.
I want to do it. Oh, that's the old one.
You got the
Play
old
the
one.
old one.
Oh, the viewers can see the old one as well. As this rings out, his head slowly starts blackening around the mouth area, and his teeth start rotting from his face, and he starts grabbing for his face, and every time a hand goes against it, he's pulling more off as he just falls to the ground, an emaciated mess.
Brilliant.
I feel kind of bad for him. Sorry about that.
He is dead-a-roni. Okay. Cool. Anything else, Baron?
No, I'm going to come up behind Duran, or next to Duran, and just tap him on the shoulder and give him a wink.
You're coming up behind him and giving him a wink.
I'm going to give him an encouraging wink and a nod. A camaraderie slap on the shoulder and a little wink
Just a
there.
wink between cowards.
Yeah.
Like, I know what it's like.
A knowing God between those who have run.
We do stuff.
Good friends. The Baron and Duran. It'd be a nice spin-off at some point.
Yeah, we could have an apple apartment or clean up your apple around.
Like, you keep making his apples into cider, and he's like, Baron!
Baron!
Yeah.
Baron and Darren, we can call it. Baz and Dazza.
Yeah.
Darren.
Daz and Daz.
Baz and Daz.
There's the Australian version.
It is Sig's turn.
Upon seeing the goblin kind dying in front of him, Sig yells, "Charge!" as he stomps through the mess of the hobgoblin into the curtain room.
All right, what's your passive perception?
It is an expert level 12.
Okay, cool. All right, that's fine. You open up this curtain and it's you come face to face with a goblin. This one looks a little bit different to some of the other goblins you've seen. He seems to be wearing like religious garb, and in the small bit of light that you can see coming in from some of the windows and the torch lit on the ground behind you, there seems to be some sort of altar in this room. So I'll give you a little hint of what's in this room, I guess. Actually, it's probably... You know what? Have the room. See what I care. All right. You've got the room. You can see the room. Yeah, so this, like I said, this goblin's dressed a little differently to the others you've seen.
Okay, so as Sig bursts into the room, he was intending to swing the hammer, but as the enemy is closer to them than he expected, he's just going to plunge the sharpened steel shaft into his chop.
You're speaking kind of like one of the goblins.
And Sig rolls a measly 12.
Yeah, and a 12 isn't enough. The sharp part of the end of your hammer just gets caught up in his robes a little bit and tears a little bit of them off. And the goblin closes its eyes, even though the overlay shows them open, and says, "I will do your bidding." He says menacingly.
Just getting salty.
As a bonus action, Sig would like to yell back, "Die!"
It's Duran's turn. He can't really see much from his current position, and he's going to ready in action. If he sees any sign of anything coming out of that room. He's going to take a shot with his bow. It is Bill's turn.
Did I hear any of that?
Yes, yep, you heard all of that. You don't really know what's in that room. Sig's kind of in the way.
So if I move to here, what do I see?
You'll see standing in front of Sig a goblin, eyes closed, dressed partially in some sort of robe, and past him an altar near the northern wall.
Can I make out is there anything I can understand about the altar at a glance?
Let's have a look. You can see that there are some sort of engravings on it, but from where you're at, that's where you can really make out.
Okay. And the goblin I see is like drapes in religious robes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Partially torn thanks to Sig.
And he's just said, "I'll do your bidding."
Yeah.
And I also know that he was going to call out to Groll.
Groll. Dave Groll.
Sorry, Dave Groll.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to move out here.
What's your passive perception?
Perception. 13.
I'm going to say that getting to that position would require the goblin allowing you past, and I don't think he would just allow you past.
Okay.
Or a strength check, I think. Is that right?
You could have a strength check against him, but that kind of would be your action.
I think if it's obvious that he won't let me pass, like I'm not going to try to push past.
Right. Well, I mean, he's an enemy. He's not going to just let go. Come on in.
You're thinking because he's compliant and he's like, "I'll do your bidding." Or...
Yeah. I was like, if he's doing our bidding, like maybe he'll let me.
He's not.
But he's not.
No.
In that case, I'm going to cast Charm Person.
Oh, we haven't seen this one for a while. What do we have to roll for this?
Sorry, not Charm Person. Suggestion.
Ooh, I haven't seen this one at all, I don't think.
So, I suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two, and I influence that creature.
Okay.
If he cannot be charmed, he's immune. And it needs to be worded in a way where he won't get injured as a result. So I can't tell him, throw yourself on the altar and let me kill you.
Right. Yeah, gotcha. Oh, well.
So what I'm going to say to him is,
cool.
Don't call out to grow. Surrender to us, and we will protect you. And when I say we will, I motion at Sig to try to persuade him as well, because it's not just the goblin that I'm worried about.
Okay, so he's got to take a wisdom saving throw.
Correct.
Sig wonders if I'm the target of the spell also.
Up to the DM.
Well, no, that's up to you. You're choosing the creature, I guess. It's only one creature. So.
The creature that I'm choosing is the goblin.
Okay, cool.
But I'm hoping that Sig plays along with the spell.
Yeah, gotcha. He's rolled a 16 minus 1, so that's a 15.
God damn it. Every fucking time.
The goblin's eyes just spring open. And he says, "Growl, of course, growl. Yes, thank you."
I do just want you to know that's my last level 2 spell slot.
Okay.
Well, that's
every
level.
fucking time.
I'm sorry. The dice don't lie, unfortunately, this time. Okay. Okay, so I made sure that you guys had a bit of a perception check before, because there's something else that's making its way out of the darkness. Gil, you can hear something. Let's just move it on to... Oh, sorry, Bill. Bill, why call you Gil? Damn it. What am I doing? Sorry. What the heck am I doing?
I've lost my curtain, by the way.
Oh, I was growing to love that curtain.
It was everyone's favourite curtain.
There are so
I
many
think
more
you should get a
curtains
new
around,
one.
but I've lost mine, so
We should shed a tear for that curtain.
we
I
should.
believe in you. You can get another curtain.
Sorry, this is just
I
taking...
can
Bit of town.
For our sake.
What's all this extra people in the round? It's a turn order going on here.
Yeah, sorry. Out of the darkness,
Don't tell me Grohl was real.
out of the darkness from your side, Bill, this tentacly mess just lands
Oh yeah.
down onto your shoulder.
What is that?
It's cool. Well, and it rolls a 20, doing 13 slashing damage as it lands on your shoulder. It then, while attached to you, attempts to dig its weird little beak. It's almost like an octopus. Yeah, it's got a bunch of these tentacles, and in the middle of these tentacles is a beak, and it tries to bury its beak into Bill at the same time. Unfortunately, hitting into some sort of armor, so missing that shot.
Can I react?
You may
By screaming.
by going shit.
You got me.
My reaction. Sincerely.
So wait, what's your reaction? I'm just going to reveal this room that he's come out of.
It's this thing.
Oh, I thought you had I thought you were actually going to do like a move.
I did, but then I realized that I couldn't beat a 20.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. It is not the hobgoblin's turn because the hobgoblin is dead. It is the goblin's turn.
Did you delete the whole turn order?
Did I?
We win.
Yay!
How's that?
That's better.
Is
Thank
that
you.
all right? I'm just trying to see what would happen here. I need to have who knows the rules on disengage?
It's your action.
Bill does.
It's your whole action.
But does that disengage from one or everyone that?
Yeah, well, disengage from everyone, I think.
All
If they're
right.
next to you.
That's yeah.
So some creatures have bonus action disengage, like rogues or goblins.
Mm-hmm. That is right. At the end, so it's got we've got a bonus action, so it can use that. So
Disengages from the immediate danger.
It's not a bonus action. It's like your full action.
No, it is
for a goblin. They've got a bonus
Oh,
action.
you're talking about goblin, right? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Which gives you a little clue as to where I'm heading with this. First of all, this goblin just lowers its head and charges Sig in a feat of strength. So you can either give me a strength check or actually it'll be a contested. So definitely a strength check. You're not trying to avoid this one unless you want him to get past.
Sig will fend off with his shield with a strength roll of.
He manages to catch Sig off balance and pushes past Sig and disengages from the party as he makes his way down towards this door. And that's you can hear him, Growl, they're coming! Prepare everything! Mirakin, it is your turn.
So I assume I've seen this horrific tentacle.
You've seen you've seen this thing land on Bill's shoulder, and it's probably, if you think of the tentacles are a good maybe 20 centimeters in length, and it lands on your shoulder and drags its way down your side, doing some damage as it goes down. That was how it did the slashing damage. It is currently now on your at your feet next to it. I wonder if there's any information about its height. It doesn't really say.
So it's a big spider.
It's like a worm. Like it's basically a worm that ends in tentacles and a beak.
Ew.
Yeah.
Good.
How big though?
Ew.
How scared am I right now?
I mean, I literally, it's not in any of the information I've got.
Did it
So
land from above, or did it jump out of the darkness?
it jumped out of the darkness from a ledge. Like it was
Can I
up
just-
high.
More detail about this thing.
Yeah, let's have a
As much detail as you have,
as much as I have. Okay,
and more.
okay. We're gonna. I'll give you some information. It resembles a large, darkly colored worm or snake-like creature. So this is what Mirakin is seeing when she sees this thing. Its beak is ringed by 4 barbed tentacles. So that's what has done the slashing damage down on Bill. It's roughly 8 feet in length.
Oh, that's long.
8 feet.
Oh, but the tentacle's
long
only
do
20 centimeters.
God
Yeah,
damn
like-
the Imperial system.
It's like the front half is maybe about like a foot of it opens up to this slashing beaky tentacle mess.
Yeah, why are the tentacles
The
in
giant
centimeters and
squid.
its length in feet?
Because
Damn
because I mentioned it, and then I read the official thing, which is all
I
Imperial.
want to say the giant squid at Te Papa is like 6'6".
Yeah, so this thing is
Eight
huge.
Fucking huge.
feet. It is 2.4 meters. So
This is everyone's
higher than
favorite
a
part
doorway long.
of our D&D sessions is Imperial versus metric.
so
Yeah.
it'd kind of be like from the floor to the ceiling long.
But it's
How
just
many hands is it?
Very
Because horses
no,
are measured.
it's worm-like, it's snake-like. It's got no hands.
So you measure horses in hands.
I'm
That's
gonna,
how.
I'm gonna measure gricks in Durans. It's about
Okay.
it's 1.2 Durans tall.
Are you going for pro or
1.2 Durans.
Yeah.
Duran's
That's
common
easy.
pro.
Yeah. So the majority of its body slapped down onto the ground and its tentacles tore itself down the Bill's side.
That's way more horrifying than I initially imagined.
Yeah.
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 American, what are you going
American
to do?
screams out, "What in the name of the spirits is that?"
When you look at it, it's almost partially camouflaged with its surrounding. It's a grayish color like the walls around it.
Ew.
Ew,
It's about
ew.
1.2 Durans long. she's done with this. She's absolutely done with all of this, and she's just had it up to here. And she stamps her staff down on the ground and activates her wild shape. Inspired by the owlbear, she turns into a giant, well, not a giant, just a regular scary bear, growing to the size of a large, angry bear and rushes it.
Oh, dang, all right.
And because she's next to a raging Loros, right? Right, please?
Yes. Wait,
Yes.
It fades. What if you fail an attack? You just have to have an attack, right?
I just have to have an attack.
Cool. Yeah. So he's still raging. So you get
Yes.
advantage.
Advantage. It's my jam. Okay. And I also get, as a bear, a black bear, I actually get 2 attacks, which is kill. So, what do I have to hit? Strength is +2, so I do 20 + 2 to hit. Is that correct?
So what type of attack are you doing?
I am going to slash out with my claws.
Okay.
Oh, I see. It's +4 to hit.
Cool. So
But
D20 plus 4.
Okay, let's start with that one, and I get that with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
Oh,
So
no.
I've rolled an 18 and a 16. So that +4 is a 22.
Okay, great. So that is definitely a hit.
Sorry, it's really hard being a wild
What-
shape. I have to work extra hard.
What kind of damage? I'm guessing that's slashing damage.
So I get a 1d6 + 2 piercing damage.
Piercing damage. Okay.
Cause of
1d6
slashing twice as piercing.
plus 2. So that is a 2 plus 2, so 4.
Okay. Cool.
And I actually get 2 attacks. So after I lash out with my claws, I go in for the kill with a bite. And I'm just gonna have to imagine. You're just gonna imagine me snarling because I can't.
Oh, boo. We forced
What
Dave
does
to
a
do
bear
it.
even sound like? Do you think this beautiful, dulcet voice could conjure up a bear? Okay, so I've rolled twice, and I've gotten an 18 plus 4, so that's a 22 to
Alright,
hit.
That is a hit.
And I get 2d4 plus 2 slashing damage.
Oh, wait.
2d4! Which is
8
10.
damage plus 2. It's plus 2. Nice. I guess my question is, because you've magically turned into a bear, is the bear a magical weapon?
No.
Damage is normal, right?
No, it's not.
Surely it is.
No.
No, it's not a magical.
Okay, cool. All right. So how much was that total? So that was 2 plus
2.
8, so 10 total damage. Is that right? Is that good? Yeah.
Don't you get plus 2 to your damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 4
So
plus
it's 4
12.
plus 10, 14.
Yeah, 4 plus 10, so it's 12. 14,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So you've swiped out with your claws and you've sunk your teeth into this thing. But it looks like, despite the damage you've done, you feel like it should have done more damage.
I'm scared.
For considering what you had done to it. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Loris, we're back at you.
Okay. So seeing this thing land on Bill, I'm shocked, but I'm still raged, so I'm basically not caring about what's occurred. I'm just going to kill it.
You've also seen a goblin run past you and head off towards the east.
My initial thought was I was going to run off and chase it, but now that I've seen my friend kind of have this thing land on him, I'm like, I need to look after him.
You should run back, shoulder check this guy, run back to the.
In the back of my mind, it's still there. Duran will still have to answer for the shoulder check at some point. Don't you worry about that. Morris will not forget that. So I'm just going to do what I normally do. I'm just going to swing my axe with all my might into this thing that has decided to attack my friend and see what he wants to do. So I roll a 14 and do 9 slashing damage.
14 is enough. You bring that axe down across one of its tentacles, doing how much damage? 9 damage.
9. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like a pretty deep attack with that axe, but it partially closes up after the axe passes through. Not fully, like you've still done damage to it, but it doesn't look like you've done as much damage as you would have hoped to have done. Anything else on your turn?
Can I just quickly yell back to Duran to get off his fat ass and help us here?
I look at Duran's ass.
I'll allow that as a bonus action, sure.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll take our 5-minute break, I reckon. I think
Okay.
John's already disappeared, so we might as well take it now. It is a little bit later than we'd normally do, so
You got
that's all
attacked.
right. So feel free to top up on any water or drinks or anything that you might want.
Making an ice cream.
Go get your ice cream because it's ice cream time.
First things first. My next turn, I'm going to do nothing because I realized I cheated.
Whoa! What?
Didn't do it on purpose, obviously.
Wow.
Wow!
I would never cheat on
can't
purpose.
believe it.
I'm just bad at all the rules. Okay,
What
so
did you
basically
do?
I wild shaped and attacked on the same turn, but I believe wild shape takes your turn, so I'm just going to do nothing my next turn and pretend like,
Okay.
just I don't want to cheat by mistake and get double attacks for no reason, just because I don't know my own freaking class.
Okay. No, that's
Interesting. No one in the chat picked up on that.
It's because my role play was so good. No. How does a bear? How do I? Okay, teach me your ways, Loris. How does a bear? How do I roar like a bear?
Well, bears are typically quite like "Whoa," kind of thing, and then they go.
What if my bear was super cute though, and it was just
Oh,
like,
you could do it with a bit. Yeah.
okay, so you're gonna get throaty with it, so it's like.
Oh,
that.
see, that you should have totally done that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
good.
realize I was going to be turning into a bear.
So it took me how many sessions to be brave enough to howl, and then I just thought, fuck it, I do it like when I'm mucking around with the dog anyway, so I may as well.
Oh yeah, see, perfect.
So that's it.
So that's the secret. I need to get a pet bear to practice with.
Yeah.
Just pretend you're playing with the bear. It's all good.
I'm just taking a look at the possible dice that we'll be giving away next week. There's a nice selection that I'm just gonna have to talk to
I'll be right back.
the nice people at Cerberus Games about. Oh yeah,
You know what annoys me? Everyone says instead of Cerberus, they say Cerebus, like
idiots.
they can't read.
Come on.
You always hear that.
There's no E between the R and B.
Cerebus, guys.
But it's a good
Just
time.
a public service announcement.
It's a good time to mention the giveaway again. So next Monday night we'll be giving away a set of dice and a Getting Dicey t-shirt to someone that is subscribed, or no, it's just someone who's subscribed. And then we've also got a giveaway of just a shirt to someone who is either subscribed or followed. So if you're a subscriber, you get 2 chances to win a t-shirt. And 1 chance to win some dice. If you're a follower, you get 1 chance to win a shirt, which is awesome. So if you're not following us, please do give us a follow for that giveaway next week. And if you want a chance to get some cool dice, thanks to the people at Cerberus Games, give us a sub as well. If you're just feeling like you really want to really rep the Getting Dicey group, we've got a new shirt design. Let's bring it up. Can I bring it up? Let's see if I can bring it up. It's on Streamlabs.
In collaboration with our beautiful DM, I did some artwork based on our favorite adversary of all time, Billy Goblin, the Magnificent.
Oh, that's of course put it on the wrong side of the thing that gets cut off. So let's just go back. So you can see we got the cool ships. We've got the guy's design of Billy Goblin. We've got the girl's design of Billy Goblin as well. They both look super, super cool. Thanks to Joe's amazing skills. They look fantastic. I think they take a wee while to show up, but you'll probably find us in a few weeks' time sporting them, because I think a chunk of us are going to be picking them up as well.
They look super cool.
They are incredibly cool. So definitely show the support if you can. The other thing that we can do, or you guys can do to show your support, is cheer, because I think, let's have a look where we're at the moment. Oh, nice. We are currently 1,560 points away from Billy Goblin spawning. So if you want to see if you want to spawn Billy Goblin, the one on the shirt, then definitely start cheering. Subscribing also adds towards that as well. If you want to give an inspiration point, you can cheer 200 points and pick a player of your choice or villain of your choice as well. Any of the enemies can be inspired as well. But I think the players probably want it more. They've had a lot of enemies in the last couple of sessions, like a lot.
It's kind of fun when the enemy has an inspiration, because it just creates that unexpected. Oh wait, I can use this, and yeah.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I think all of the players should give their inspiration points to the enemies as well. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I did give one to you.
To the enemies, I
you.
suppose, yeah. I like that. I am.
Sorry, Reagan, but you are the enemy.
Hard mode, right?
Yeah. That's hard mode.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you guys to play hard mode.
I think I need to figure out how to make those animal attacks automated, because it's a freaking pain.
You have to build them into your list of attacks.
Yeah.
It's
the only way you'll be able to do that. Okay, so I'm surprised Duran is still around. Anyone else?
I don't want Duran to die. I gave him my cheese.
He was what I thought 100% leaving this skirmish. That's pretty much where I was at the start. I was like, he's out.
He's taken 2 rallies. He'll be sweet.
Yeah, man.
I thought it was brilliant
if he'd left, Loris would have been absolutely furious. Like there would have been just no hope for that man, because like I would have literally had to have been forced to go back to the apple orchard and slit his throat for being a chicken shit. Like this cowardice is absolutely unbearable.
You do know you make Loris sound like the bad guy.
I thought the rallying cry from Sig was like perfect.
Yeah, me too. It is literally the only reason Duran stayed. Yeah.
Sig's so inspirational.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy.
But misses all his attacks. And whiffs all the temporary HP roll.
It
But
must
he
be a
hits
thing
you
about
right
that
in the
order,
heart.
right? It totally must be a thing about that order. You're all words and no action.
Oh, man.
You're on fire, Loris.
Yeah.
Like you've
Is
got
it
chili.
are you saying this while lying down in spikes?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's only 2 of you in this order, right? Because the other guys have kind of gone missing.
What? The others
No.
haven't gone missing.
Well, no, if I remember rightly, so when
We've got an army, man. What have you got?
there's Duran and you, and then the other dude who kind of went missing, and then the other guy who. So there was originally 3, and 2 of them he didn't know where they were.
No, that's got nothing to do with the order of the gauntlet.
Okay.
You're thinking of Sildar and stuff, right?
No, I'm getting confused.
Yeah. No,
So leave the plot to us, man. Don't worry about it.
You might remember that after you dropped glass, well, you probably don't remember, but after you dropped glass stuff off at Duran's house, as you left his house and was heading towards the festival to find Bill, you noticed. This is before the festival. You dropped glass stuff off at Duran. As you headed away from it and towards wherever it was you were going next, there were a few people leaving their homes and heading towards the orchard. Yeah. So the gauntlet is alive and well. Yeah.
Cool. Just not when we need them to be anywhere useful. So good. Duran owes it. Yeah. It's all good.
When have you hunted them out to ask them for assistance?
Well, every time we go see Duran, they're not there. I would have thought the gauntlet would be doing something.
That's an orchard. It's not their like gang headquarters. Anyway, are we ready to jump back into it?
Is the Order of the Gauntlet like the Gauntlet video game from the 80s, where it's got a wizard, an elf?
It's one in
Don
the
the
same.
cowl.
It's one and the same. That game was based off them.
Actually, I've been playing the new Gauntlet on newish on the PS4. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, still good.
Yeah, it's a newer one, but yeah, I love it.
Oh, okay. Is it? And it's like online co-op and all that.
We're just doing couch co-op.
Nice.
It's good to play with an 11-year-old anyway.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
They use up all your lives, but
All right, we find ourselves back at Cragmore Castle. Baron, you've just seen a goblin push past Sig and make its way down this rubble and across the room and behind this curtain that's now between you and it. You've also seen off to the side this enormous snake-like thing scratch or slash its way down Bill's side.
Oh, okay. I'm going to look at Duran. Look up from his butt before we're like, apparently he's the fat ass.
He's a thick boy.
I was like, yeah, no, yeah, thick.
Is he?
And I'm going to say, did you just see a goblin run past? And I'm going to pull this curtain aside and peek. And can I see the goblin?
Yeah, so as this goblin is running into the room, you pull the curtain aside and watch it run further into the room. Into its current position.
Okay. I'm going to nod at Duran and say, we got this, Duran. And I'm going to cast Heal Touch. 22 for 5 necrotic damage.
Cool. A 22 is definitely a hit. Cool. And so that's what's that? Chill Touch. You see the goblin as it's running just go, oh, as it gets hit by this Chill Touch. Enjoyed it a little bit.
Yeah, it's a ghostly hand, and it's still stuck to him.
Oh,
And I think, no, it has an effect if he's undead, but he's not undead.
no, he's not. He's not.
Not yet.
That's it. Ooh, ominous. Anything else?
I'm gonna look at Duran and say, finish him off.
Yeah, nice.
Let's get this guy.
Nice. Sig, back to you.
Sig can't believe that the filthy goblin pushed past him and immediately chases him and grabs his hammer and swings it into the side of his head as he flees.
Yeah, cool. Roll to hit.
Sig gets his first hit of the night, which is a critical hit.
It is a critical hit. Man, Sig is just filled with rage as like one of his arch nemesis just pushes him off his feet and bolts for it. Sig takes chase and just slams this hammer into the side of its skull as it tries to escape, and it just gets launched onto the rubble and rolls out onto the grass, and is killed in one smooth slam of that hammer.
Bravo.
Dang.
As a bonus action, Sig would just like to call out, "Kill them all!"
Duran sees this and he is just ecstatic. He thinks what you've done is just amazing. He looks to the Baron and says, well, I guess that's taken care of, and turns with his bow and shoots towards this snake-like creature.
Nothing could go wrong.
You like hit critical fail and hit Laura.
He's not having much luck with the longbow, and with I wish that crit. I didn't even notice that a crit fail would have been amazing for Loris.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been. I really wish that was a crit fail. That would have been just really growing those tensions.
Okay. With me being shot in the back by a party member.
But this arrow doesn't hit this creature at Loris's feet. It instead hits the rubble just left of Loris's left foot, just right of Mirakin's right foot. And it is Bill's turn.
So where is the creature in relation to me?
It's on your left. Sort of, it dragged itself down the back of the left of your shoulder, back left of your shoulder. So you were facing sort of north towards where the goblin was previously, and this thing has slashed down the back of your left shoulder and is on the ground behind you to your left.
Okay. I'm trying to dance away from it.
Okay.
But I'm just going to call out and just say, you occupy my thoughts.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Stop.
He needs to make a save. If nothing else, for that psychic damage.
He's rolled a 16 with a total of
you are
18.
I cannot believe that every fucking time. It's a
You
save.
didn't get it.
I feel bad. I feel real bad, but it's not my
No, you
fault.
don't.
It's not my fault.
You're the bad guy. You can't feel bad.
Can I call, like, you wouldn't let Loris roll outside of the game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not make you roll outside of the game?
I mean, it was totally just a 16. I don't know what to, like, I can't just grab a D20 and just quickly find a 16 like that quickly, can I?
I'd love to see you roll on the fucking table, that's all.
I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I haven't flubbed a roll in sessions in ages.
So I've just been that.
Not for anything that mattered. I have absolutely flubbed some stuff to make things that didn't matter more interesting. But 100%, I haven't done any at all. Not even for any interesting stuff.
I think DM's got it out for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it must feel like it. It's got to feel
It was
like
like, oh, I used to be they rolled 13s. Oh,
Oh,
no, they're rolling 14s. Oh, no, now
Okay.
they rolled 16.
From now on, Any save against Bill's,
Okay.
I will roll on the board just to make John feel better.
To make it all worse when it
I
continues.
fail my turn and I pass.
Okay.
Confirmation bias. Acting there. You hit sometimes. You're just forgetting.
Yeah, you've done heaps of damage with your stuff.
I've done like nothing.
My life is empty.
I think since you leveled up and you added it to that, I don't think you've had one succeed.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see what
Not
happens.
tonight.
Yeah.
I stabbed the goblin.
Yeah.
So this thing has now had a couple of attacks. It's from a giant bear, well, just a normal sized bear from the sounds of things. A bear standing next to it, and an axe that is cut down into one of its tentacles. It turns its attention to the biggest thing it can see, which is the bear, and just lashes out with its tentacles.
Loris looked really upset when you said that.
Totally.
And that is a roll of 22.
Oh.
Oh, that's gonna hit.
It has done 6 damage. What sort of damage is that? Slashing damage. With its barbed tentacles. And as it holds on, it tries to bury its beak in. Rolling a crit success, this beak just pushes into the bear's chest, dealing 10 damage for a total of 16.
This bear's not looking so hot. What does a bear sound like when it gets bitten by a slimy worm? I don't know.
If you believe any of David Attenborough's programs, they just go into an absolute mad rage. They're essentially the barbarians of the fantastic.
I do have one question. I don't know if this is significant or at all, but it says on my sheet here for the bear that it has something called natural armor, but I literally have no idea what that means or if it's beneficial in any way.
That just means it has no, it's not wearing studded leather armor. It's
okay,
just,
I thought maybe it was a special feature.
No,
it's just a naked bear.
It's just a naked bear. Its natural defense is that AC, is basically what
it needs a bandolier like Chewie.
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
That's cool. I want that.
American, it's your turn. You've still got this thing kind of attached to you.
Well, as I was saying in the quick break, I accidentally forgot that my wild shape takes an action, and then I attacked, which takes an action. So I feel like I inadvertently cheated. So I'm going to make it up.
Don't worry about that. That is, I'm not going to punish you for me not remembering the rules. So you're welcome to have your turn this time.
It does feel like cheating, though.
Oh, I'll leave it up to you. I'm saying it's okay.
Aaron's saying I bless this.
The DM is saying I bless it.
Cheat.
Okay.
If you can successfully cheat, then that's on me.
It wasn't on purpose. I think that's the point, right?
Yeah.
No, it was a legitimate mistake. I forgot my wild shape takes an action.
Yeah.
But I'll make up for it by making bear noises. And by having programmed the attacks into Roll20 in the break.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow.
So this bear is very, very, very agitated and bleeding a lot right now, and it's just like and it's also doing that weird thing that animals do where they breathe out with their nose and they're like that. A lot of that. And it's just kind of slobbering spit all over this disgusting thing, because bears have that really weird those weird wobbly lips, and it's wobbling its lips real hard at it.
Nice. That's a good imagery.
Yeah, thank you. Given that extra flavor, and I also get advantage because Loris is next to me. Yeah.
Is he still?
So I'm gonna give it the old bear bite, and I'm gonna follow it up with the old bear claws.
Bear bite. Let's have a look at what we've done.
22, my friend.
They both hit with a 22 and a 15. So do you want to? Yeah, so you sort of bite down on one of its tentacles and then tear it away from you with your claws. You've rolled 11 damage.
And I just want to remind that my lips are wobbling a lot. Like, it's really gross.
Okay, cool. Again, like last time, you've done some damage, but you've really bitten down. You've really torn at it, and it just hasn't had as much damage as you might have thought it would have done. Some would say half damage. Anything else? Loris, we're back with you.
Like just seeing this angry bear is really, really warming my heart. I love it. It's making Loris feel so happy right now, in a ragey kind of way. So with all my might, seeing this thing. In fact, two things: seeing him go for the bear, and having the DM describe it as going for the largest thing. I'm actually quite insulted that it went for the bear and not me. So I'm twice as much pissed off than I already am. So with all my strength and all my furious rage, I'm going to slam my axe into this. I'm not even sure what I'm going to call it. This thing's head.
Okay. Roll a hit.
That was an unarmed attack.
Give us another roll.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. There it is. I wonder why there wasn't so many dice. I was like, what? Oh, fuck me. Clearly, I'm too raged that I can't focus.
Yeah, you get a +2 on top of that as well, though, right? On top of
it? That's already set up as. That's set up to be.
Yikes! Yeah, so that's a mess, unfortunately. The with the struggle, the skirmish that is going on between Mirakin and this creature, your axe just misses it, comes down onto the ground next to it.
I'm going to blame Darren's arrow landing on my foot, distracting me.
Next to your foot, not on your foot.
It landed next to me, so it distracted me.
Okay.
I'm getting fired at my back. It's like, what the fuck?
That makes sense. Baron, over to you again.
Okay. I'm going to run past Duran and behind Loros. And I'm going to... Oh, what the heck happened? Something happened. Double click something. And I'm going to cast Poison Spray. What will that do? Oh, so it's a DC 14 Constitution save.
Oh, okay, cool. Constitution.
And if it hits, it'll do 8 damage.
You guys are just never going to believe me. God damn it. It's a 15.
Oh.
Now I want to see the fucking die. I want to see the fucking camera at all times.
Do I need to start rolling on the actual...
We trust you.
Well, one
of us. I know you'd find a way to cheat, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not like that. I'm not going to ruin these kind of things.
These
moments.
Okay, I'm just going to go back. When I got closer to it, I saw how long and
this is the first
is.
time like the Baron has seen this thing up close. It is enormous. It looks ferocious with this barbed like tentacles and this beak coming out of its mouth.
Yuck.
Looks a little bit like this. Yeah.
Ooh. Is it? Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to go back behind this curtain a little bit over here by the curtain. And I'm going to
found a new curtain for Bill.
yeah, my curtain now. And I'm just going to, as I go walk backwards, freaked out by it, and see, how writhing and disgusting it is. I'm going to look over at Duran and go, get him, Duran.
Cool. Sig, back to you.
In another world, Sig would just like to wonder if Loris's rage attack indeed is set up correctly, because it says +4 for strength and +2 for proficiency, but not +2 for rage as well. As he strides over towards the big creature,
I'm pretty sure
stomping across the difficult terrain, Sig wonders if he can get to here.
That's a big amount of movement, my man. How much can you move?
30.
So that would be like walking 20. Yeah, you'd be just able to make it past Mirakin.
Sig strides past his compatriots and swings out with his hammer, extending the reach to the utmost, and he rolls a sweet as number, and that number is 18.
Which is a hit.
And Sig reminds the DM that his hammer is a magical weapon.
It is a magical weapon. And you bring this down on the tail of this creature, doing 10 damage, which is huge. This thing rears up and just screams in agony. You have dealt exactly the amount of damage you thought you were going to deal. and it brings its face up straight, like brings the front of itself up, brings that beak right in front of your face, and just screams with it.
Jesus.
As a bonus action, Sig would like to yell back.
Shit his pants.
Shit beast.
All right, cool. Awesome. It is Duran's turn. And again, watching Sig power his way past his line of sight, he shakes off all that frustration and fear that he's had within him. And he sees the head of this creature rise up in front of Sig. And let's go with another arrow.
I want this for you. Please.
And he's rolled a 14, which is enough.
Yes, Duran.
And what's the damage on that? A 1d8.
For 1 damage.
1d8. Here we go.
Woeful.
Oh, dang. All right, he's done 9 damage on this thing. This arrow just soars through right into the open mouth of this creature as it was screaming, and drops that grick dead to the ground.
Ooh, a grick?
It is a grick. That creature was a grick.
It shot its brains out.
Yeah. Basically straight into the open beak, and just took the rest of it out.
Nice.
Guys, that is the end, finally, of combat.
Jeezy.
Sig would like to yell out, "A fine shot, Mr. Duran."
Yeah. I'm going to look back and forth at the monster and back at Duran, amazed, and give a look of approval, like Sig.
And Duran lets just out a huge sigh. You realize he'd been holding his breath for moments after letting that arrow go, and he's finally
Like deliverance.
All right, guys, the castle is yours as far as you're aware. What's going on?
I'm going to stay as a bear for now. Just like... and just slobbering.
Sig
We
would like
need to take care of this Growl fella, right?
Indeed.
Wait, is Growl a real person, or do you think he was just trying to keep us away by scaring us?
I'm assuming it's a real person.
Okay.
That fella was heading up towards this room.
But he didn't go anywhere. And then he just ran.
Sorry,
Because he got killed.
yeah, he ended up running towards the east.
I'm going to
Oh.
head
Up
towards
there.
where he was running to.
Yeah,
Okay.
his dead body is just to the north of that room.
Can I use my special bear powers of very good smell? I have advantage on perception checks that rely on smell. Do I smell anything other than my own stank?
Give us a perception roll with advantage.
Just like 16.
You can smell that this room used to store like a lot of food, but it looks like a lot of the barrels and crates are either broken or empty from what you can see. But you can mainly smell the cheesy scent coming off yourself. That is really kind of overpowering your sense of smell right now.
Damn this cheese debuff.
Yeah.
Is there any wine in these kegs? Or...
No, those seem to be all empty and broken.
I push them over.
I'm going to keep ambling forward.
All right, so what are we doing here? We've got Bill heading off one direction. We've got American heading off. We'll go over to Bill first. Bill, what are you up to?
I'd like to listen at this door.
All right, give me a perception check.
I rolled an 8.
You hear nothing.
Well, all clear on the old western front. Now head back.
Okay.
You didn't think to open the door.
Why would I?
It's got elf ears.
Sig calls out to the group. Should we tend to our injuries before we stride forth through the rest of this castle? And Sig looks to Mirakin and Bill.
How injured are you? Do you need a short rest or?
That's a good question, Mr. Baron. If Sig was going to give himself a percentage, it would be roughly 3/4. How about you?
You're 3/4 good?
Indeed. How are you, Mr. Baron?
I'm all good.
Duran, how are you feeling? Are you ready for some more combat?
After seeing how you have handled yourself, Sig, I don't think I could be more prepared.
Good man. Mr. Bill, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Laros, are you ready to cleave some more skulls?
Always.
Let us follow Mirakin into battle then.
Okay.
I'm like sort of waiting at the door, hoping someone can open it.
So this is it's a big wooden door with what looks like sort of iron barring and stuff like that. It's like every other door you've seen in this place so far.
Smash it down. Smash it down with one big beer swoop.
Or knock.
I'm just like pressed up against the door, like special police, ready for it to be kicked in by a giant bear.
Beer police. That'd be a good TV show.
Is everyone just looking at me like expectantly right now?
Yes.
Is that what I'm getting from this?
You are the largest thing here, so
All right.
By far.
I'm gonna try. Did you say it's barred by iron though?
Oh no, it's like a wood and iron door. It's no different than some of the others you've seen. It's framed in
Right.
iron, but it's mainly wood.
I'm gonna heave my chonky weight at it with a +2 for strength.
Chunky weight.
The chonky weight of a black bear coming at you
nice. Coming
with
at you.
a roll of 6. So
Um,
that's an 8.
even with an 8, the door opens in front of you.
Yay!
You win D&D.
Yeah.
Anyone could have opened it.
Let's reveal.
So instead of smashing it down, you kind of just leant your paw against it and it's gone.
You can see in front of you another door, a very similar looking door, in a relatively empty room. There's some track marks heading into the room that you're in at the moment. Bill?
I was just gonna ask, can I, given the door's opened, can I run down and grab the curtain?
Yeah, by all means.
And then I'm just gonna hold my back against the wall like a special operative.
This is the second time you've done your special. Last episode,
Yeah, the last time was
we like split up like.
Do we have a
Like,
name
yeah.
this time?
Yeah, what was
we
it?
don't have
I feel like we called the Phandelver fine.
And Duran just goes, oh, okay, 5, I guess. Yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
like
he's
Phandelver
like-
fine
Oh.
with an N because we're all so sweet.
Ustedes.
5. We call it.
I'm gonna amble forward and you'll notice the bear is actually looking quite bloodied and limping a lot. And she's just gonna sit next to Bill and sort of gesture her nose at the door for someone else to take the lead next time.
As the bear approaches me, I'm just going to touch it on the shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh.
Nice.
And you heal
Jesus.
9 health.
Nice.
No.
Oh, bear is looking a lot more healthy.
The bear's back.
Sorry, I wish I had more spell slots, but I don't.
The black bear gives Bill a bearish nod.
I don't know if you noticed, but you've basically seen all of Cragmore Castle. You've got something on the west, you've got something on the east.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
We're about to check out what I assume is in the east, yeah?
Is this like max height as well?
It's a one-story castle thanks to the wear and tear on what's happened previously. It used to be much taller, but it's all crumbled down.
So Loris is just going to give Sig a bit of a on-knee nod and is going to charge straight at the door, shoulder first, and I'm going to smash it in. I kind of just want to show the bear how it needs to be done.
Sig will follow suit behind Mr. Loris.
Okay, so Loris, the door easily gives in behind you. It just opens, slams open with a bang, and you stumble a couple of, maybe 5 foot into the room. What you see, this chamber looks to have been set up as a crude living space. There are thick furs thrown on the floor to serve as carpets, old trophies hanging on the walls, a large bed to the north, and a brazier of coals burning brightly. A round table with several chairs stand to the south near the door. Near the table, on the floor... Sorry, it's not near... He's actually not there anymore. Let's reveal the room before I explain what used to be near the table. Let's reveal.
Reveal.
Hey, reveal.
You see a bugbear, much older. Sorry, Bill?
Just because I said I was like spec ops.
Yeah, Loris ignored that.
Well, as they charge in, I think I would follow.
Okay, yeah, cool.
I totally got the spec ops. I didn't even see it. I was like, I'm going to.
All right, you see.
I was like, as they charged in.
I'm just going to get rid of some of this stuff so I can actually make room for all this.
This is excruciating. I can see Gundren's token.
I know.
Is he alive?
Is he
I'm
intact?
screaming. I'm coming into the room as well.
All right, so this bugbear is showing its age. It's got stooped shoulders and a hunched back, but he still looks incredibly strong. Standing next to him is just a snarling wolf, and being held by this bugbear is an unconscious Gundren.
Oh no, it's Gundren.
How's Gundren holding the bugbear if he's unconscious?
He's being held by the bugbear.
Good question.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense.
What's that? Sorry.
Can any of us take an action?
One moment. Just before you do, the bugbear speaks up as you smash into the room, as he was clearly waiting for your arrival. You guys might want to take another think about what you've been doing, yeah. Okay, King Grohl. He's got the upper hand here.
Really?
And you notice that he's holding a blade. Oh, sorry. So he's got a morning star in one hand, and Gundren held tightly to his chest, an unconscious Gundren. So what action would you like to take, Bill?
Me.
Yeah, well, you said do something about taking an action.
Yeah, I'd like to cast a spell.
Go right ahead. That would trigger initiative, I think. I think that would trigger initiative.
Wouldn't it depend on the spell?
It depends on what the spell is, though. If it's an attacking spell and it's a weapon, then maybe it would. But if it's sleep,
And maybe he's making a meal or something.
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing.
yeah, he could be offering a food or something.
John, what was the spell?
It was sleep.
Roll initiative.
Please. Oh man.
Can I do my song before we decide who gets to go first or no?
It's already started. Surely John should get to do his spell first, given that's the act that's starting initiative.
Plus he spec ops it all the way in there.
Loris
he was
ruined
the
the
one that was
spec ops.
prepared.
Loris just burst down the door. I do like that how every other initiative we're just like, yeah, whoever's at the top of the roll, sweet. And now we want to know who's triggering it and what's going on.
Well, that's important. This is where it's actually important. Every other time
Let's roll a 20. That's not bad, but Reese rolled 22. I mean, Sig.
Sig, good on you, Sig. Did either of them flip their tokens before they rolled?
Yeah, everyone's on here, so let's go to the top of the...
That means we all get advantage. Yes.
Yeah, we must do. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, good one. Nice. I also just need to do some other things while I'm waiting, because of course there's more stuff happening.
All right, time to plot and scheme. I am not able to help.
Yeah, you can help.
I'm just like, that's about as much as I can contribute to the conversation happening right here.
Okay.
You got this.
Sig, it's you're up first. This bugbear is holding Gundren very tightly.
As Sig followed Loris down the hallway into the room, he saw Mr. Gill with his sweet spec op style. And as he runs into the room, Sig takes a giant breath. And that classifies as the help action for Mr. Gill, Mr. Bill, that guy.
So what are you
That
helping?
mean for spellcast? Do I get advantage or they get disadvantage?
If he's using his action to sing along with you, I will give. I don't know how you can get an advantage on sleep though, right? That's like there's no
Isn't it
advantage
like
on that.
+5? Oh, maybe not to a magic spell.
Sleep just is a dice roll, right?
Can he
Yeah,
have an extra
yes, sir.
6?
What's that? Sorry.
Can he have an extra 6 for advantage?
No, that's we're not going to give any more dice.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So
How would help work? I don't know.
you'd just be singing along. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be. Because Sig's voice isn't magical. There wouldn't be any help. So feel free to do something else, I guess, Sig, if you'd want to.
Sig doesn't realize it wouldn't have helped and is happy that that's his turn.
Okay. All right. Okay, Bill. Where are you aiming this sleep?
I'm going to aim it far enough away that it doesn't affect my comrades, but does affect the bugbear and his wolf.
You can't see does it have to be, because you can't see just a point in space, right? You'd have to aim it at the grass or a tree. Just
You
not
see through the window.
Yeah, I'd let him see through the window, but
Creatures within 20 feet of a point I choose within range. It doesn't say I have to see the point within range.
okay, cool. Perfect.
So I'm going to cast it out here.
Cool. So covering him and his. Can I also get a just a perception check from everyone before we do this roll?
Perception.
Depends. Is it a smell-based perception?
just a perception check, not smell based.
Actually, I have
rolled
to
a-
use a different stat for
Right.
my normal one, don't I?
Do you?
So I get perception +3 as a bear.
Oh dear, Bill.
I'm gonna how am I gonna do this? Because we've got a
I've
17,
rolled.
a 9, a 4, a 7.
I've rolled a
rolled a
10.
Sig rolled 20.
Unfortunately, Baron, you've rolled yours while you're still outside of the room, so you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary from this room. You're not hearing or seeing anything out of the
Nothing
ordinary.
awesome.
Nothing that awesome, no. Loris, have I got one from you? Oh, yeah, you got a 9.
Yeah, right.
Okay, cool.
I rolled a 10.
Sig, you're the only one that notices this, but the door at the back of the room is a little ajar. And of course the War Scholar notices that. He's got that whole spatial awareness thing down. Cool. So Bill, so you're aiming
A
at...
door is never ajar, just so you know. So I think from what everybody else sees, Bill kind of claps his hands between his knees, and you hear this. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Who am I to disagree? Cheddar the world and cheddar cheese. Everybody's looking for Stilton.
Amazing. As
Oh,
Gil,
come on.
as Bill sings this, everyone's remaining magical cheese just glows a little bit.
Sig bangs his hammer on his shield in time with the rhythm. A little bit longer than he should have.
Give us
I'm going to leave it there for now.
now. You've got. Did you say you've used up all your second level slots?
This is a level 1 sleep, yes.
Give us a roll.
This is risky. Is it going to be the wolf or is it going to be the bugbear that goes to sleep?
Well, it depends.
Are you targeting both? Are they both within that?
They're both within the...
Because it's highest.
Okay.
Highest.
That's a low
Okay,
roll.
first, eh?
So the one with the lowest
That's
HP.
right here.
Oh, lower. Sorry.
Yeah. And so the wolf next to King Groll lets out a big yawn and gets itself down on its front paws and falls asleep. King Groll looks down at this wolf, looks back at you, lets out a big yawn and says, "Oh, contagious, aren't they?" And he's completely fine. And we'll do one more round, eh? We'll go over to Loris.
All right. So, Wolfie is asleep. Gundren is in
King
Not
Groll's
Wolfie,
arms.
King Groll's arms. He's
Completely
just kinda
unconscious.
So it's like he's holding a sleeping baby, basically.
Like, by the way, Gundren looks fucked up. He is bruised and bleeding. You're thinking he's not just having a nap. This dude is unconscious because he's near dead.
So he's quite badly bruised up and looking near death, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Lawrence is not known for his negotiation skills, people. I'm just putting that out there now.
This is, if ever there was a time to unleash Loris, this is it.
I'm not sure how to take that now. I don't know whether you want me. So anyway, he's got a
fucking bugbear.
he's got a
But what if he has a reaction?
he's got a morning star in his hand, right? It's not like it's a quick cut weapon or anything like that. It's a bludgeoning kind of weapon.
He can
They
kill
got
him.
spikes on them.
Sorry, what?
They got spikes on them, don't they?
That's what I thought, but I wasn't really sure. Anyway, I'm just going to go with Bill's inspiring words of kill the fucking bugbear. So I'm literally, no questions asked, I'm going to charge and just slam across the bugbear's head. And yeah, see where that gets me.
Give us a roll to hit.
All right, here it is. It is a, oh, for fuck's sake, it's an 8.
This is gonna. Do you have any bonus actions you want to do?
Let me have a look. I don't think there's many bonus actions I have, to be fair. No, not really. Bonus action is rage, and they're all used up.
Okay,
So
so
you can have any sort of bonus action, though, you know. Doesn't have to be in your list.
I guess if I swing, I could kind of carry on running through, and if you let me, you know, like that's all I can really do. Just
Take
keep
out
going.
your wallet, show pictures of your family.
Hey, check this out. You know, I don't keep family, but they're all gone.
You might threaten him enough that he's like more scared of you than he is of killing Gundren.
not with a missed swipe, that's for sure. Unless you want to, finish that missed attack with something.
Here's how we'll color it then. So the missed attacks, so rather than kind of my usual fuck, I'm going to kind of just go swing and try and make it as best I can look like I meant to miss it. That was just an attempt to scare him.
Slick back your hair.
It's gonna get, so looked like I meant to do it.
Because you did roll an 8, I'll let you do an intimidation roll, but with disadvantage.
Okay. Here we go. Let's hope we roll this bloody well. Intimidation. Here we go.
Oh,
15.
Not bad.
So I'm grimacing in my foulest grimace that I can possibly give. If I had a missing tooth, I'd throw that out there as well.
It is King Groll's turn. The bugbear sees you coming. He sees you swipe out, and he sees this. You don't have your glowing eyes anymore. You don't have your rage still going. So he just sees this snarling Goliath standing in front of him. Something much, much bigger than him. And he looks over at Loris, looks up towards Loris, and says, "I fucking warned you." And he just grabs Gundren around the head and just snaps his neck.
Oh!
As Gundren's body falls to the floor.
Oh!
No. Oh, no.
And that's where we end for tonight.
Oh.
Why? All right, I quit.
Cricks his neck and stands up.
This is our second hostage situation. We had one near the start.
Yeah.
With Dildar.
Oh, was that the troll bridge?
Yes.
Yeah.
The bridge.
Yeah.
That's a downer. Does it feel like a downer?
Just a little bit.
I was saying to Reagan earlier this week, I was like, I swear to God, if Gundren dies, I'm freaking quitting this campaign. I came all this way for freaking Gundren. If he dies,
don't worry.
I knew this was going to happen. He kept like teasing me about it.
No,
He's
no,
like, I'm
hey,
just gonna play it. I'm just gonna play it as it is, and I'm like, he's gonna die.
No, I haven't just decided to kill Gundren. I haven't.
I know.
And I haven't. Like the book didn't say Gundren lives, Gundren dies.
I know.
The situation has written itself.
Yeah, I believe you.
Shit.
Sorry,
I've still got sweet medicine and magic.
Don't worry, you got a necromancer on your team here.
Yeah. A broken neck is just a flesh wound.
He's dead. No, it's
you didn't say it. Yeah, he might have a snap neck. He's probably just sleeping. He's fine. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe he's a chiropractor. Yeah.
It's just very older.
Yeah.
That's not a chiropractic move I've seen, but okay.
The last chiropractor movie anyone ever sees.
Oh, man, I was just like, we can't attack this guy. He's gonna kill our boy.
I did warn her.
Oh boy.
I did check. I did ask.
I said no.
I'm pretty sure Bill just.
I said he could have a reaction and kill him.
I'm pretty sure Bill.
Our boy Gundren.
I heard Bill say just kill the bugbear. So.
No.
Bill was just like, if any time there's a time for Loris to let loose, it's now.
So Bill was like, don't hurt the owlbear, but fuck Gundren.
No, well, it was a different situation, right? Like,
I don't know. I think you'd have to kill the bugbear in one hit.
Had I not missed, I probably would have, because the damage on that roll was 14. So it probably would have fairly significantly damaged him.
He's got like a fist next to his head. That makes him.
Yeah, but none of the characters.
I know. I'm just joking. But he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
But still, 14 damage wouldn't have given him a chance. He made it attack me.
What was that? Sorry, Bill. John.
We don't know that he's holding Gundren. Like, as far as we know, there's just a dwarf that he's like.
Hold on, we know it's Gundren. Well, I would assume it's Gundren.
You are at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, I
you
think
are
that would be a
all
safe
only
assumption.
assuming. I hear what John's saying. You are all only assuming it's Gundren. You don't know for certain it's Gundren.
Based on the token,
But
Still a
logic
dwarf,
would
though.
dictate the guy that's not one of the goblins, and also that one's holding hostage, knowing that we would not want him to die, and looks like he's been beaten up by the enemies in the stronghold. It's like, it's probably our guy.
Well, they're goblins. They've probably got 6 or 7 people hostage. I mean,
Well, we should probably try to save all of them. Then.
Yeah.
counted had a hostage somewhere.
I
I'm
don't
gutted.
actually have a. I think it's fine for what happened. I mean, it's not like you were trying to be a dick or anything.
No.
I'm not
You're
saying
trying
like
to-
against
trying
Loris
to
or whatever,
defeat
but
him.
I'm
Yeah,
gutted.
it's unfortunate. It's a downer, but
I'm just pissed I missed. It's
Mm.
really annoying.
I'm sure we can pull through with this.
Oh, we'll figure it out. We'll kill him and then save. I'm assuming do NPCs get death saves, or is that an insta death kind of scenario?
we don't know.
You
Don't
won't
know.
know until next week.
There's still hope.
Don't go in.
Hey,
Gundren's fine, everyone.
Oh
I bring him
shit!
back as
Didn't
a
hurt
skeleton.
your wife's feelings by letting Gundren
I
die.
think depending on how Regan plays it, if one of us is unconscious and we get hit and attacked, it kind of counts as a crit or something like that. So it could well be so that kind of insta death scenario. So I don't know.
True,
What,
because
I
he's
don't
know
like
what-
probably 1
I
HP.
mean, a
yeah,
broken.
so I don't know if we're going to get a chance to heal him or not, or if any of us have healing
He
spells.
was on 0 HP when you entered the room.
Mm.
Oh shit!
Whoever he.
So he wasn't in a dying state. That's good.
He was he'd been. It was just the same as if you guys had knocked someone down to 0 HP.
He's
with,
unconscious.
yeah, he was just unconscious at 0 HP.
Yeah.
No, Gundren. No.
Furry Blue Elf says.
No, Gundren.
Furry Blue Elf says, "Speak with the dead is just a level away."
Yeah.
Exactly. Blew up.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but I got that magic spell last time called Gentle Repose.
What's
So,
So that's the stay off death one, eh?
no, it's worse than that. It's it's basically it doesn't decompose for 10
Oh.
days. Whenever,
Yeah.
So
So,
That's
Magical
all, yeah.
embalming.
so as
Exactly.
Furry Blue Elf suggests, we can do like a weekend at Gundren's kind of scenario.
exactly.
Oh, there we go. You got to find the silver lining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one will know he's dead. We might, but hey, it's okay.
Man,
So
You can
the-
go stay at Gundren's house.
the silence made me feel so bad, so
Good.
fucking bad.
Yeah, so you should. You
Oh.
actually hurt me by doing that. I was actually like, oh fuck, the party's gonna hate me for this. Honestly,
Had to-
do it. First thing that ran through my mind is like, fuck, I've missed. The party is gonna hate me.
I think that American would be pretty pissed that we tried to, didn't even try a diplomatic. It was a very delicate situation. You can't just charge into a delicate situation like that with an axe.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's pretty.
Even well, you can, and this is what happens.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
it was
you
like showing that you're willing to risk this hostage's life pretty quickly.
What else are you gonna do though?
Well, he was
Try
talking.
to talk to him. I thought you were the talking guy, Phil.
Talk
I'm
is cheap.
surprised.
Talk is cheap.
He's already got his head in the fucking lock,
Yeah,
and he's about
Is
to
it-
snap.
Exactly.
That's
That's why you
the
can't
hostage
risk it.
situation.
That's the
That's-
hostage
You
situation.
lie
right
to you
there.
lie to his ass. You say anything he needs to hear to get secure our man,
yeah,
our
yeah.
boy that we came all this
It's
way
like,
for.
okay, we'll leave. We'll come back.
Find
we
out
won't-
what he wants.
Just do anything in your power to
Oof.
stop him,
Yeah,
stay
it's a
his
good one.
hand.
That was
That's
a good one.
hostage taking
Oh,
101.
someone could be invisible and go behind him or something. I need invisibility.
I actually have an invisibility potion, but right now it's absorbed into my bare ass.
Wow, it's your fault. You weren't.
It's my fault. I'm just a big dumb bear.
I do like how confused he must be, at least a little confused that there's like a wizard, a couple of guys in armor, a big Goliath, and just a bear. And just a bear comes in the
Yeah.
room. Oh, okay.
Right.
A cheese-smelling bear.
Rancid cheese smelling beer. Oh boy. That was epic. I enjoyed that and hated it at the same time.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
Had to do it.
What do you guys think of the grick?
That's fucking scary ass animal, man. What the hell?
What's really funny as I was like, oh yeah, there's like a little worm that I got to bring in here. Like, even I hadn't researched the grick much, and I was like, then when it finally attacked Bill, I was like, holy shit, this thing does some damage. What the hell?
Right. And it's got such a lame name, you wouldn't expect it.
Like half my health.
Yeah, it was insane. That's why I suddenly made sure it stopped attacking Bill. I was like, okay, this is much bigger than I thought it would be.
Like, unless everybody else like got rid of it.
Yeah. No, that was cool. I like the grick. It was a surprise even for me.
Yeah, we defeated a lot of stuff actually.
Man, you guys have like. I'm just having a look at the map because I haven't deleted anything that you guys have killed, and there's just like a mountain of goblins. Bunch of hobgoblins, a grick, an owlbear, some more hobgoblins, some more goblins. It's insane. You guys have just slaughtered so much in this castle.
Does it mean that we hit level 5?
That must be what it means.
Just in time. No, you guys have been level 4 for like 2 sessions.
Nah,
Come on,
I don't
we've got
need
so
another
much blood
level.
behind us. Yeah, we need extra levels for that blood.
Ooh, the crowd says that was awesome to watch. It was awesome to see it play out.
The execution.
I'm going to put you guys back to level 3 for the next fight. How did
I'm just gonna tell you that I have my level 4 stats.
how does so John, I honest to God, I haven't flubbed any of your rolls.
You are such a fucking liar. I don't even believe you.
Has Duran raised his standings with any of you guys after tonight's session? Yeah,
I've always been pretty neutral on Duran. I think he's fine.
I think, I'd only be disappointed if I had high expectations.
that's fair.
I think it's just doing its thing.
Yeah,
I don't expect it to.
Yeah,
win it for us.
Everyone's pretty neutral on him.
From my point of view, I had exceptionally high expectations from when we first met him. Basically, because he treated us all like shit. So he basically treated us like he was this high elf kind of dude. Like he was better than us as far as in his own opinion. So I kind of had in my mind that this guy was a vigilante. I don't know, super, not superhero, but vigilante dude that was looking after the town. So I had him sort of set up as this in my mind as this talented art, dude who was hiding behind his orchard sort of thing. Now it kind of seems the truth is out that he's actually just an orchardist with a bow. Which is quite a disappointment. And some of his bow shots have been pretty good, but yeah, I'm not many, and I'm still disappointed that he's such a coward. Given he talked up such a big game, like he's all about, I'm so tough and I'm looking after the town, and no, don't go do this because I'll take care of it. I'm just like, oh, really? Is your group just a bunch of pissy ass farmers with pitchforks plus now Sig? It's like, come on. So yeah,
So Loris's ex misses the Grig, and then look to Duran, who just takes him out in a single shot.
To be perfectly honest, I'm gonna claim I didn't see it. I'm gonna claim I didn't.
Taking out that Owlbear with the jumping
Boris
splash.
is not good to forgive. I'm sorry. It's just, yeah. He insulted me. He hasn't really attempted to make friends. Middle of a battle, he shoulder charges me. If he'd hit me with that arrow in the back,
well, come on. Let's not just say that shoulder charge came out of nowhere.
Oh, I don't know that.
He got grabbed and forced in front of an owlbear, which attacked him when he didn't want to be anywhere near it. You're lucky all you got was a shoulder charge as he went past.
Oh, if he was going to start on an all-on battle, there was going to be some throwdown in the middle of the fucking battle.
That would have been interesting.
Well, you would have attempted. You tried to do the big detour shoulder charge.
That was so funny.
I just so wanted to run past him and give him a sort of a Goliath version of a shoulder charge. It would have sent him flying.
I would have loved to have gotten a strength check out of that, going from how some of the rolls have been tonight.
Stressful. So glad that didn't have to happen.
Yeah.
Imagine if you just either did a crit success or something, and then he just ended
Yeah.
up dying because you just like smashed
Yeah.
him against the concrete and like his brains came out, and we're all like, "That's cool."
Yeah,
Like,
thanks.
why would you attack him in the middle of a battle? You're risking all our lives.
I don't mind Loris being a dick, but as long as it's verbal, as soon as he starts to like grab people that we're befriending, or innocent people, or anyone else, and throw them at and endanger their lives, that's when it gets into another level. I don't mind you just being a dick to them.
That's fine, but I mean, I think from the group, well,
Yeah.
all you guys have had some conversation with Duran, and he's made amends in his own way. He hasn't yet with Loris. Not that I've given him any chance to.
But why does he need to make amends for you not to want him to die? Like, he hasn't ever put your life in danger.
It's the way I see it, and this is coming from Loris, is basically, as my friends, as a party, we have a combined kind of, you are my friends, and in my ideas and in my flaws, basically my friends I care about, the rest of the world I don't give a fuck about.
But if you cared about your friends, you would care about those they care about.
No, I care about my friends. I give the rest of the world.
No,
I do not give
but if you cared
You're not
about
going to
your
have many friends for long.
if you cared about your friends, you would care that your actions would upset them.
Yeah,
Right?
maybe,
Surely.
maybe.
100%.
The other thing,
Yeah.
Maybe.
the other thing to consider is we're sort of like friends of like about a week in that
About a
we've
week,
battled
yeah.
together, and now that Loris is also battling alongside Duran, surely we're as good a friend as he is at this point. We're sort
Yeah,
of
the same with Dildar.
Mm,
We've pretty much known him as long as we know Loris.
that's
and then
right. That's right.
Acting like a dick to Duran,
Your
Loris.
actions haven't, besides yourself, Baron, none of the others actions in the group have caused me harm or have caused me any sort
Yeah,
of.
but no one cares, that much. If you're like you're that into being like friends, we're looking after and trying not to kill each other. We're not trying to kill people in a town. We're not trying to kill all that sort of stuff. So it's okay that he wants to be friends, but killing other people's not cool. That's all I think.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, if hurting Duran meant that your other friends were upset by it and you care about your friends, surely you wouldn't want to upset your friends.
But then I wouldn't have known. Well, technically speaking, I wouldn't have known that would have upset them. Nor they.
I mean,
expect
unless Loris is,
autistic.
yeah, exactly. Unless Loris has no idea of social standings or any intelligence. Like, are you running like a negative? Are you running a negative one character for intelligence?
Yeah.
intelligence. I think I actually can't remember what I've got intelligence-wise. I think it's middle. It's balanced.
What's that like? It's over 0.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
zero.
sitting at 0.
Right. So you
Yeah.
would know what your average human or person would know.
Absolutely. I can't remember whether Loris saw, or certainly didn't see Duran give the gauntlet banner to Sig. I can't remember because I think I stormed out of the room. I think if my memory serves, when I heard that Duran had,
Sure.
out of that, I'd gone, "Oh fuck you, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You've lost the guy. I'm not happy." And I think I'd left the room at that point, and the emblem passing happened upstairs, if memory serves.
But you must understand, like, for Loris to see that Duran is joining you guys and everyone's being nice to him, that your friends are probably.
Yeah, like I said to you during the week, Greg, and that just confused me.
Yeah.
Like that really just
But
because
like I said, you're not a -1 though.
No, but it confused me. So I was trying to work
Did
out.
it confuse like Dave or confuse Loris?
We're one and the same.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
No, but
yeah, I think that is the problem.
That's I gotta shoot off.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me.
As a person of
Bye.
average intelligence, the whole the dynamic confused me. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And the way I'm playing it is like Loris didn't see certain things, so he doesn't have the knowledge to support what he's seeing. So he's like, wait a minute. The last time I saw all this, we were all kind of a bit iffy about Duran. I'm still iffy about him because he's not really done anything to sort of show that he's up to what he claimed to be, or what I saw his claims to be.
I'll just interrupt for a moment. I just want to thank Bromance for following us. You're going to be in the draw next week for the shirt giveaway. Anyone who's subscribed will also go into the draw for the set of dice that I'll be organizing this week, thanks to Cerberus Games. So make sure if you're keen on a set of dice, give us a follow, because it'll be well worth it.
Yeah, Bromance is my favorite person because he agrees with me.
Yeah, I saw that. Bromance
I like him.
is
That's
in
my dude.
agreement.
What does he agree with?
Who the fuck cares?
With
He just says
Loris's
he
point of
agrees.
view on what's happened
Right.
with Duran. Yeah, it's.
I think there's something to be said for metagaming a bit to make a character that gets along with the party, though. Just because we don't want to deal with a Loris/Duran thing every single time they're in a similar space together.
As a DM, I would rather find a way for Duran to leave than have that tension. And I don't know who. And I don't know who wins in that situation.
I think it's from my point of view. If you want to metagame it properly, or if you want to make it a solution, there needs to be a point where Duran and Loris have a chance to have a chat. Because
that could work. That would be good. That would be a nice moment.
a couple of things have happened where it kind of needs to be, dude, what the fuck? And just like you said this, I've said this,
Like,
you've done this.
I totally see what you're saying. And what from my perspective and from Duran's perspective, he tried to prove his worth by taking out that first twig blight when you guys were all discussing like his capability, and he just took out that twig blight in front of you guys. And then when he found the healing potion on Billy Goblin, just instantly giving it to you as an olive branch.
I forgot that he gave me that.
Yeah,
that's one. I'll give him that. How he did take on the blight and then get surrounded by 6 of them, which was like, it's kind of like, oh, dude.
You guys got surrounded by zombies. Like,
when we can handle it. Like, he got there and like, help, I'm stuck. And then since then, he's literally ran away from every fight. So I know I'm being incredibly judgmental. And
I just think you're trying to find something that is a means to cause something of interest that is only interesting to you. That's what I'm worried about.
I think as well, like, what you got to realize, Dave, is he's not necessarily a frontline fighter. Like, he's been pretty obviously a bowman, like the whole time, and a bow person will stay back.
He's also
they're not going to be in the thick of it.
He's also being described as someone who is quite old for an elf. He's also like not doing what he's used to do for ages, to the point where he's got an established orchard in a town. Like, yeah, he's
probably like level 1 or something.
He's far from a frontline fighter, that's for sure.
I thought he was more powerful than us for a very long time. And now
he definitely he would definitely sell himself to that as that, and he did sell himself as that.
Yeah.
Until he messed up and really became humbled.
He's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just where I've struggled with him, like, and just particularly the way we met him, and he was so abrasive, and that I was just like, I just could not find anything likable about him, and that irked me, and unfortunately, he's got and from my point of view as non-Loris, he's got under my skin,
right.
And that's probably a little bit of a why I'm overplaying the dislike side of thing, because he has got under my skin a bit.
But that's, I guess, from my point of view, it's like, well, how much of this is Loris that you're playing versus how much of this is Dave that you're playing?
It's Dave playing Loris. Like, I don't think Loris would like Duran very much at all. Like, he just wouldn't be, because he's all talk, no action, and that isn't how Loris works.
But he's not all talk, no action. Like, he's killed dudes for us. Like, he's doing his best. Like, he may have had a weak moment, but he's actually killed, I don't know, 3 or more dudes for us.
Yeah, since he's been with you guys.
Maybe.
I think maybe you just need to not be so harsh on him that it becomes the focal point of the campaign.
Yeah, and I think like maybe next week, given if we get a chance things to calm down, there might be an opportunity to clear the air slightly.
Oh
Unless
man.
unless he decides to pack up and leave because
I mean, I really don't want to spend a big chunk of. We progress quite relatively slowly, but we have fun doing it. I don't really want to like dedicate 20 minutes of our session to that kind of thing.
I hate messaging being focal point me unless I'm doing something really stupid. Like if I'm there talking, I hate it. I can't stand it.
Yeah. That's
oh man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put you to Reagan about it. That's fine.
Can I just offer a relatively unpopular opinion? I'd really love to see Loris and Duran have a bit of a moment. Like, as long as it was like creating a positive path forward, like I'd be totally happy to spend 20 minutes just watching that.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Realizing that was part of the game and part of the arc that both of those characters were on. If it's not the arc that they're on, then it's fine.
Yeah. I'm not going to shoot down if something naturally occurs. I'm not going to shoot it down. I'm not going to just say, "Oh, no, we're not going to focus on this."
I guess what I'm saying is like if that is part of what Dave wants for Loris and part of what Reagan wants for Duran, like absolutely, like we should take half an hour out and just let that happen.
Okay.
Because that's time well spent from my perspective.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be anything long, to be fair. Like we could probably do it in a matter of 10, 15 minutes, a couple of grunts. I mean, I don't particularly need Duran's backstory.
I don't think you care about Duran's backstory.
Well, that's the thing, and Loris doesn't. So it'd be a matter of like.
My big concern there is that it's Dave and Loris waiting for an apology from Duran, and that's not happening. And like I'd be really worried that he might use a tone that Dave doesn't like.
Well, to be if the thing is like Loris is probably waiting for an apology for the shoulder charge and the kind of the not particularly nice way he spoke to him. But if he's not prepared to give an apology for it,
is Loris willing to give an apology for what he's done?
Well,
because that came first.
So here's the thing: two immovable objects refuse to apologize, but they agree to disagree and they agree to work together. Like, we don't have to like each other, but okay, fine. We'll just give each other space. That's a resolution from any bad blood, and like I won't rip you into a crowd of beasts anymore. I'll just let you do you. Just keep out of my face. It may not necessarily be a hey, but let's be best buds. Let's hug it out. But it's okay, cool. I'll tolerate you. I'll deal with you, rather than the constant. I
just don't know if Duran's got any investment in this group to have that in his life.
That's up to him. I can't control him.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like he's only known you guys for a total of like 2 days, and he's just like been dragged into something where it's almost seen him killed, and he's just like, I mean, I don't need this in my life. I've got my orchard to look after.
Let's put it this way: I don't want him in our group if it's going to be a constant source of friction.
Yeah, that's
every
how
time
I see it.
it's Duran's turn, every time it's Loris's turn, it's like, oh, what are they going to do to like rack each other up and like take the focus away from the actual story and battle? It's just going to be a distraction if they can't.
Yeah.
Have an understanding at
I
some
like
point.
the idea of there being a moment between Duran and Loris. I just don't think it's possible.
I think it's possible. I think maybe you guys just need to work on a little script out a session if you want it to happen in a way that is not going to go off the rails if you're worried about that. I don't mind that. I don't mind when players even have scripted moments. Like I don't know if Sig's like little stand speech was scripted. I suspect he might have written that beforehand instead of that, but it sounded amazing. Like I think if that's what it took to make it neat and tidy and satisfactory to everyone, do that.
That was such a cool moment. That was so good.
Yeah, Sig's great at making those little moments. His little speeches are so good.
Yeah.
I need to do more of that.
Yeah, that was he's done that almost since I think maybe episode 2 was the first time he had one of those moments.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
When he was
I'm looking
apologising
for. I
for
want
his
to have.
attacks on the goblins.
Yeah, I'd like to have a moment like that with Bill for like apologizing for being such a cold hard bitch to him
I loved
for his deception. Like that would be like so good.
Bill's reveal was still probably my highlight from this entire campaign so far.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Well played. Well played.
And I think second has gone to what we ended tonight on. That was.
Oh man, don't even trigger me about that.
That was hard to say and but man, that was a moment.
Man.
That was one hell of a moment.
Oh, by the way, I quit.
I also quit.
Sweet. Let's start a new campaign.
Yeah.
I can finally play a Ganassi. Yes.
You can DM.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joe, you're DMing from now on.
Yeah, I'll be like, everything goes well and you all win. Yes.
Yay! Satisfying.
There's that many rolled. You win D&D.
Yeah, that's my style.
Cool. Well, I think we should call it there. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next Monday as well. There's only a few of you left watching.
Thank you very much.
You guys, having you guys there and talking away while we do what we do is really entertaining. So if you're not following us, give us a follow. If you want to be in for this draw for the dice, give us a subscribe or join us in Discord. Say hi there. So we've got a few people that watch weekly that are pretty vocal in there. So come say hi. But thanks everyone for watching. You guys are awesome. Bye.